Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to, well, not Edge of Legends, but instead it's Firebrand, the Fire of Life. This is the month of September. Is going to be a St. Jude's charity to support cosplay IRL in an endeavor to raise money to support cancer research and resources for children. So as we're doing today's episode, as we've been doing the past two, we're going to put a little link in the Discord. A little link in the chat, and that will go to the donation site. Anything you can give is absolutely helpful. Thank you again to West IRL as well as Fortnite and St. Jude's for this amazing event. That being said, we're here at episode 3 of Firebrands, the Fire of Life. Three. My pinky sucks. Anyway, the point is, we're here. Give you a quick recap, quick introduction. Let's do an introduction first. My brain's all over the place. We're going to start with Mr. Michael Powell. Please tell them who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Well, as always, I am the dastardly, dashing Michael Powell, and I'm playing the I'm playing Pippo the Magnificent. And our pronouns are he, him, they, them, and Pippo is a goblin clown gunslinger. Pew pew.
That's right. Next up, we have Ian. Ian, same question. Who are you? Who you're playing? What are your pronouns?
My name is Ian. Tonight, I am playing Paddle the Grippley. My pronouns are he, him. The Grippley, Paddle's pronouns are they, them.
Awesome. Next up, Makai. Same thing. Who are you? Who are you playing? And yes.
Hello, I'm Makai, as you just heard from my lovely friend up there. I am playing Rally the Half-Orc Champion, and our combined pronouns are lovely they, them, or they, he.
Awesome. My name is PJ. I am the GM for Edge of Legend and 920 Productions. My pronouns are he, him. I'll be playing everyone and everything in between. Fee will be joining us, but they will be joining us a little later in the night. So Fee will be playing Jaeger, the fetchling rogue, and they like candy.
Chocolate coins.
They definitely like chocolate coins and chaos. That is their big two currencies. Speaking of, last time on Firebrands, A Fire of Life, after surviving the betrayal and escape at Dunrock Prison, the pirates were able to get to a safe house in the Sea Cove Inn after making a stop at the Golden Treasure Candy Shop and started to put together a plan, found out that all the artifacts were supposed to be at a party to celebrate not being stolen originally. The pirates were able to get invitations, a mask, and break into this party. There, they found a lot of political scandal, as often happens when rich people throw parties. But more importantly, after helping 4 people find the true destiny of love and freedom and escaping this horrible world of Vire, they were able to find out that not only were the artifacts at this place a fake, that they were still at the final throw, the casino they originally tried to break it out of, and that they all have a hit on their heads from the Red Mantis assassination group. And that if these artifacts are to be used at some point in time, that Lord Malchus Doranzar could become some powerful undead creature. And that is where we're going to be starting episode 3, A Heist That Goes Right. Everyone is back in, well, we'll see. Well,
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
We've already been through 2 of these, and the second one we should have known better, and we didn't. Hook, line, and sinker. We fell for the trap.
Very clearly.
Well, either way, now is another chance to make a plan. You got back to the house, you're at the safe house. No Beard and Jaeger are holding down the fort in the safe house, making sure no one tries to like break in and assassinate you in your sleep or anything. But while you're in this location, you can now start making plans about how to break into the final throw and save these artifacts before Lord Malchus basically disparages Assyrian artifacts, the Assyrian people, takes money away from hardworking pirates, and becomes an undead abomination, and possibly does much worse things. Thankfully, though, because the final throw is a very popular and commonplace, it's not hard to get information. Do you want to make rolls to get information? Do you want to ask me certain questions? How would you like to learn about the heist so you can make the best plan possible?
Clown lore?
Okay. You want to roll me some clown lore?
Forget it.
Yeah, it's my shtick. It's my
It's a
shtick for the
surprise
club.
every time. I don't know why, how I forget something like that. I'm with you, Makai. It's like, how do I
It's such
forget
an
clown lore?
important piece. How do I always forget?
It's the new god tier skill that all the metagamers are going to be telling you about. You have to get clown lore.
Exactly.
Me and my homies love clown lore.
That is a 23.
23. Well, I'm really glad you rolled that because you recognize hype for a circus show when you see one. Turns out the final throw is not only a multi-tiered casino, but also a circus. And I'm not making that up. In the center of the main floor, in the kind of back arena, there is a large circus inside this casino that does shows. Turns out that the former Queen of Blades is coming out of retirement to do one more performance. Now, the performance in this case doesn't always mean juggling and backflips. Sometimes it means fighting people to the maim or to the death. And she is this notorious halfling woman who is great with a rapier and a dagger. So you know that this is a huge draw. There's going to be a lot of people coming to the casino to see this legendary swordswoman coming out of retirement for one night only.
Is there like you know how in the circuses town there's usually these like the big posters and also the mini posters they kind of plaster all over the place? Is there anything like that?
No, it's mostly going by word of by word of mouth. But it's, I mean, you recognize it, you can tell, you're figuring it out really easily what this word of mouth is hyping up.
Yeah, I was hoping since Pippo doesn't really talk, I could just rip off the sign and show the party.
I mean, we can absolutely say that you're informing them in your own
in Pipponese.
In Pipponese, yes, absolutely.
I would have gone with Pipponics, but that's just me.
Pippo's like kind of waving at the party and doing his series of
Right.
Right.
Interesting.
Who knew the goblin clown was going to be the linchpin in the entire heist that happened to be a casino / circus? I rolled a 32 for thievery.
Ooh, okay.
So as the only character who didn't enter the casino the last time we were there, I was just going to sail the boat because I was the only one with sailing lore. I'm trying to find a way into this place. I know that we now have discussed that there is a circus element Pippo will be able to help us with, but what is the where are the exits is what I'm looking for. How do we get Pippo in? How do we get all of us out? Is kind of the thievery side of things. I want to Ocean's 11 this.
Absolutely. Now is the best time to do that. So kind of casing the joint, if you will. You've spotted that the entire building is a large dome shape that kind of has like consecutive domes. The base floor is where all the entrance and exits are, north, south, east, and west of the building. So you can literally enter and exit any direction, so long as it's from those cardinal directions. You can also tell from how things are being moved in and out of the building that there's an underground warehouse that may also have a secret exit tunnel to get things in and out without being on the main walk around. So far, the biggest entryways are ground floor, cardinal directions, or a hidden access to the warehouse.
I got a question about the building itself. Is it an actual building, or is it, since it's like a circus, is it like a circus tent building?
Oh, it's a building. Like I said,
Okay.
it's a bunch of like consecutive domes.
Okay. Like a
It
stadium?
just so happens. No, it's closed top. The circus is put in the center middle of the building,
Okay.
and it's almost like there's a circus and a casino built around it.
Okay, so kind of like how they do those rodeos, right? The in the domes.
Kinda, yeah. If you've ever been to Vegas, it's like circus,
Okay.
a little bit. Yeah, my buddy.
So is the tiny Eiffel Tower is in which dome?
Probably the top dome.
It's in the
I
one
can't wait
right
till
next to the
Pippo
tiny
claims it.
Statue of Liberty.
I can't wait till Pippo climbs it as King Kong. I want
Like
that
swatting.
Smallest King Kong ever.
Don't worry, it's
I
a
was
very
thinking
small.
King
Well, it's
Kong.
Empire State Building. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, but
He'd be more like a chimpanzee.
Not gonna lie, I would love to see a chimpanzee goblin climbing a tiny Eiffel Tower. Anyway,
Model.
I'd pay money for that.
yeah. Rally, what do you like to do to prepare for the heist?
All right, so to prepare for this lovely little heist we've got going on, I'm just I'm gonna do what Riley does best. I'm gonna start casing the room, start working the joint, pretty much keep like everyone's already busy, but like I'm gonna keep the floor busy, get them ready for the show, get them hyped, and gather whatever information that I can about what's going on. I do have a follow-up question.
Sure.
I have a lovely little potion that does this thing that makes you tell the truth.
Okay.
Would picking up what I'm putting down there, Chief Areno? Because I think we got something here.
I think so, but I do want to clarify. Do you want to use that on a specific NPC before going in, or do you want to wait till you get a member or a person of interest and use it there?
So yeah, I wanted to bring this up to the group. So if boss man up top is the one planning all this, what if we just got him to just spill his guts to the entirety of the party, like just tell everyone?
I don't know if anyone will believe it. I mean, the last time that we had anyone spill their guts was Captain the guy double crossed us. You had a lot of names for him, really. But he ended up getting real drunk at the last party and no one believed what he had to say.
Oh, right, Captain Pish Posh, gotcha.
So just to clarify, do you want to use that on an NPC now to get some information, or do you want to wait till you're in the moment and see if anyone of interest perks your mind up?
Honestly, I think causing a scene is not a bad idea either.
Causing a scene. I think I'm gonna hold on to it for now.
I do actually. I just realized I do have a question. It's from the last game.
Mhm.
Are Pippo and Paddle still like on top of each other in that trench coat type of thing?
No. I mean, not unless you want to be, but there's no reason to be in the sea cave.
I think we have it in our back pocket.
Okay.
But I don't know if Paddle would be just like, oh yeah, I can cruise around with another person on my shoulders for the rest of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And also he's probably thinking, or they're probably thinking about their actions after thinking about netting the lovely couple that we found on the top floor of the last party.
Marion and Tanel, who are now on the boat, ready to leave with you, as well as Rory and Mateus.
And that means we need what, 3 more people? 1 more person?
Oh, well, that was to, depending on what boat we get or ship, that was to pilot the Albatross Toss. We needed a certain amount of people, but we still have it rigged. Well, we're going to be at a different place, so I guess what we had rigged doesn't matter anymore. But to use that ship, we need 10 people. I believe we have 7 total, counting everybody, including the NPC. So we need 3 more. But if we use a different ship entirely, then I mean, we could take whatever's in the harbor. Get stuck with the Pinto of boats, but we could still get away.
Really fast. So you were talking earlier, Makai, before the truth potion about kind of scoping the place out, right?
Right.
Give me a either perception check or lore military check. War lore. Sorry. War. Lore warfare.
Fuck, I was
Wow.
really hoping this would be diplomacy check. All right. That's going to be. Looks like a 31.
Okay. Now, giving you a heads up, I'm about to give you a lot of information, so you may want to take notes because this is going to be part of the process. So,
Let's do this.
you already know about the special warehouse underneath the thing that you can access from the main grounds or from inside the casino. To gain access to the warehouse, you're going to need 3 keys that must be used in unison. These keys that you've seen are held by 3 guards who change hands constantly. They have not been increased in. That makes no sense. Let me continue with my notes. Effectively speaking, you have groups of 6 guards moving constantly throughout the casino, looking for high-profile threats and dangers since the past 2 days have happened. However, these guards also double as pit security to beat up and toss out anyone causing problems. So they will be all over the place and in plain physical view. None of these guards will be hiding in special locations. That's a known fact. You also know that you've been seeing Captain Cruz around the casino trying to reestablish himself with Lord Malchus after the party where he kind of shot off his weapon and made a mockery of himself.
Somebody Sam.
That being said, every 2 hours, the floor takes all the money that it has earned and files it away in the basement to protect theft or anyone that makes a big gamble that could threaten the business to ensure they have enough profits for the payback. So every 2 hours, guards take money off the main floor. During this time window, when the guards move the money to the basement warehouse, they have to report the money back. If they do not report within 30 minutes, the final throw goes into a silent lockdown as a precaution. Lastly, and this may only be determined by other things, yada, 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 you can tell that there is a green room that some of the guards will protect the performers to the circus area that is in the back of the arena. So you have 6 groups of guards on the floor at all times that both act as pit bosses as well as general security. Every 2 hours of their shift, they take all the money off the floor, put it into their warehouse. They have 30 minutes after that 2-hour time period to report in, or else full security alert goes on. That means between that 2 hours and that 30-minute window, that's when the guards are at their weakest Overwatch capacity.
Okay.
And that is the basics of the layout.
Okay.
One question.
Sure.
How long is the shift the guards usually take? 8 hours, 10 hours, 6 hours. Do they get amazing, pay and get to see their families and they only work 4?
I wish they were that progressive. They get a 2 hour on, and once they clock in the money, they get 2 hours off. And they do that constant switch for about 8 to 10 hours. So it's about 5 shifts per group.
Right.
It's actually really not bad.
Yeah.
No.
2 hours off. Like,
No. That's enough to get home, get a sandwich, say hi.
Yeah.
I do have a question, PJ.
Shit, they hiring.
Since the players themselves aren't here, can we still involve No Beard and Jaeger in on these plans, or does it have to be just the 3 of us?
For the sake of not forcing someone to do a plan they don't want to be, we're just gonna hand wave and focus on the main part of this heist.
Really? I was gonna play Jaeger and just kill the first person I came across.
Hi, yes, I am Jaeger. I would like some nose chocolate, please.
Not bad.
Not bad. All the more reason why we're not going to be doing that. So we're going to make the plan as best we can, a general plan. If you want to say we need someone to do X, Y, and Z, when Fee joins us at the break, then we'll consider that. But we'll move from there.
Okay. Well, since Pippo and Paddle pretty much ventured and pulled off schemes in the past together, Pippo's gonna kind of just look over at Paddle and just just goes through a series of Pippo knee stuff where like which is basically he's naming off different types of hustles and scams. Like he's pulling names like, do you want to pull off the Looky Loo? Or maybe we should put a little bundle of joy in it. Maybe how about a lost in translation or an
I suggest we
Absalom,
go with
Absalom shuffle or Chiliac's hidey hole.
I'm going to give you a hero point for the Absalom shuffle and the Chiliac's hidey hole.
Absolutely.
That's good.
That's very good.
stuff. Very good stuff.
I love Ocean's 11. Say that.
Paddle leans into Pippo.
Mhm.
I think any of those would work, but we have Rally. It's a kind of the last time we tried to pull off one of these heists, he ended up fighting No Beard. I'm not entirely sure we should get him in on this plan at the ground level.
Thanks. That was the plan. It's not my fault they can't take
no. I didn't come up with the plan. That's a ridiculous plan. You just wanted to punch No Beard. There's no other excuse for it.
It was No Beard's plan. It was No Beard.
Okay, so we know that there are 3 keys for this warehouse. We know that there's a entrance to this warehouse on the ground floor. We may want to wait to see where those guards leave with the money to find out where this entrance to the warehouse is. We only have to wait around, hopefully, 2 hours. We will need those keys, which gives us only 30 minutes to pull the rest of it off, because we're going to have to subdue, maybe net those guards to get those keys off them.
Ian, I'm just gonna say this is basically Pippo communicates the following. He's gonna suggest that what if we somehow either bribe or cause maybe give food poisoning or something to one of the guards, and then who can't make it to shift, and then have them hire Rally to take over, so we have an inside man.
Okay, you're getting a little Jaeger on me.
I'm not saying kill him, like give him food poisoning.
You said poison, Pippo. I like the thought of Rally. I like the thought of Rally seeing a one-sided conversation of a Gripply arguing with Pippo as he uses a slap. You said poison.
You said what now?
What? Hey, look. How do you feel about being one of the guards, Rally?
I mean, they're looking at most of them, but I think they could pull it off.
Pippo's gonna say it's basically a sea to shining sea with a twist on the variation of a Johnny Rage instead of a Raphael. We have Rally take the role of the cage.
Hippo, I'm with you. Rally's not going to get any of that. I'm going to explain it as cleanly as possible. Okay, we're going to take one of the guards out, not Jaeger style.
Oh,
he may have. They may have a family. But we're going to make sure that we set them aside. Past that, we're going to need you to take their place.
Okay. I like this plan.
You can talk to the guards. Hey, don't look at me. Pippo came up with all of it.
No, I said I like this plan. It's a good plan. It's a good plan.
So we put you in as one of the guards. You're a smooth talker. Get your way into that job. Hopefully from the inside, you can maybe divert the other 2 guards who will be returning the money with you at the 2 hours to make that 30 minutes into 45 if we get real lucky.
Jerry, quick question. The money, how is it stored? Like, do they put it in like a box or a barrel, or what do they do? How do they transport it?
It is from what I was able to tell with that 31, it is a series of treasure chests that are secured with chain. They put them on a dolly cart, like a large metal dolly cart, and they push it to the warehouse, which is why they have 30 minutes to do it, because it's kind of a long and exhausting process.
So the money is already in treasure chests?
When they transport it to the warehouse, yes.
And they didn't think a single pirate would love this. I'm very surprised by hearing.
I have
Whose
an
idea
idea.
was this?
Ian, I have a great idea actually. What if actually first, PJ, these treasure chests, they wouldn't be like super like airtight. They would just be closed, but not airtight, right?
They would not be airtight, but they would be closed, locked, and chained up.
If somehow during transportation or something, we could actually have Pippo be put into one of the chests and taken to the warehouse, and then Pippo could get out from the chest. He could let the party in that way.
What
do you think?
That's not actually as absurd as it would have sounded if Rowley wasn't one of the guards helping Pippo in.
Yeah.
If we could figure that out, it may work.
Like, I'm thinking Rowley could kind of, at some point, switch out a box of the treasure with a box of Pippo.
I will say this: a treasure chest filled with gold is a lot heavier than a Pippo.
Yeah.
You're what, about 20, 30 pounds?
Yeah, about.
Yeah, these things are about 50, 60 pounds.
So
when they're like
you can put a cannonball in there too.
If we got but it would also mean that the fight after opening the treasure chest with Pippo in it would be a 2-on-2. Ooh, wait, you said it weighs 60 pounds?
60 pounds, yeah.
And how big are they?
They are about I'd say about the half the size of my torso. They're also about like that big.
Okay, so they're pretty. Okay, so it does fit a Pippo. I was wondering if it fits a Pippo and a paddle, because that's about 60 pounds.
Two treasure chests.
We would have. I feel like we could get away with changing one out for a chest of Pippo. Trademark on the cereal idea. Chest full of Pippo.
Doesn't the guards have to go back to the to the casino after they drop off the treasure anyway, which will leave essentially unattended.
But they have 30 minutes.
Yeah, and there's a switch of the guard after that 30. Another group of 6. Basically, groups of 6 are all over the place. When they switch off, there's another person that replaces them.
Yeah, we'll have to do this like literally pinpoint time accuracy.
Rally. Wait, what if we got you to talk your way into the green room and just relieve someone of duty down there? I'm stepping in for you tonight. We don't have to take anybody out. Somebody may be able to get home early.
See what you mean?
They probably wouldn't see too much wrong with that. Somebody already in the green room. That's where the guards change already. The only problem is how we get Pippo in one of the chests from there on out. Yeah. Except, what if you're able to? What if you replace a guard, and you're willing to take a double shift?
And go all day,
right? So you take the chest downstairs to drop off Pippo. Say you're going to take a double shift. You have the time to come over with the 2 fresh guards. Open the chest to transfer the money. Pippo comes out. 2-on-2 fight. Where am I involved? I realize I've left my entire self out of this plan.
Yeah, you seem to be missing someone in this plan.
Right. This is on you. Is what I'm saying.
So hear me out. What if you cause the commotion on the floor? Actually, wait. Would I know if the the naughty bin, whatever version of that they have here, would that be like in this warehouse, or would that be like somewhere else?
Well, because the keeper of the keys and the king of keys, as well as the blades, work very close together with security, odds are they wouldn't have to have a naughty bin. The minute anyone acts up, they're getting bonked and taken by the local guard. It probably thrown to Dunrock prison immediately.
Man,
already been there.
Definitely not trying to go back there.
No. Skin saw cult and all.
Well, if Paddle needs a job to do, honestly, we do need a lookout, especially a heist like this. A lookout is actually really, really important.
This is true. Just don't like the idea of you leaving you out alone to try like that, but divide and conquer, am I right?
Lookout and a distraction too. Lookout because of
Also,
distraction.
can you give me a? I think what this would be. You have to consult my cheat sheet here as I'm thinking about what this could be. Give me a thievery check, Ian.
Okay. I have another question to see. Well, unless this turns out with something way better than my idea. Let's see. Say 31.
Okay. So two things, information to remember. One, the warehouse is underground and away from prying eyes. Just because you have one or two members of the guard moving the item into warehouse does not mean there will be other witnesses once they leave the main floor. Number two, you also know there's a secret entrance on the main city to get into the warehouse another direction. So, in theory, you have two ways of ingress to the warehouse.
I didn't. Okay, I misunderstood the entrance in the main city. I thought it was on the main floor of the casino. That does change things. As far as distraction goes, in case we have to change up maybe Rally going into that entrance in the city instead, how hard would it be to cut the lights inside of the casino as a Gripply with dark vision? I'm not saying nobody else has dark vision in there, but maybe a few of the guards don't.
I would say when you guys were in there scoping the place out, you saw most of the lights were done by candle and torch and magical lighting devices. It's not like a hit the switch.
It's not a switch. Go figure.
Deadly.
Fantasy campaign, Ian.
I like where your head was at. I really do. I wish I could give it to you.
It's a great idea until I said it. Okay, so we got a chest full of Pippo, crossed with a rally point, and I'm gonna get in through an entrance elsewhere in the city. We just have to find it.
Yeah.
Ooh, quick question. I just realized something. That underground warehouse where the money's kept that we're all gonna be in, is it connected to the sewers of the city in any way?
Hold on. Are you asking to figure out where the entrance to the warehouse is?
No, I'm thinking as an exit point.
Oh, you're trying to find out if the warehouse has a bathroom that's connected to the sewers?
Well, no, like a lot of these underground like places that have like grates or something that's connected to a sewer. That way that's where we could escape from.
What I'll say is that the one sewer you guys saw was near the port.
Yeah.
And you know that the secret entrance to the warehouse that is city side is in the city. Basically, what it comes down to is that since this is a fancy casino, the sewer is just the sewer. It's not going to lead in and out of the warehouse.
Okay, because I was going like, but everybody poops.
They do, which is why they don't put it in the warehouse where they store their money and find goods.
Sure, that's where I put all mine.
You put all your poop and look. I'm not going to yuck your yum, but I have questions.
No, I just keep all of my money in the sewer. Duh.
Oh,
yeah.
But how come Ninja Turtles don't take your money?
Because we have an agreement.
Check, mate.
Communication.
Right?
They're always looking for pizza.
Pizza. They
Okay.
Stay away from my stash.
Hold on. So, what do we need to roll? What do we need to roll to find this? Yes. What do we need to roll for the X factor of Shredder? But how do we find the entrance? How do we find the entrance?
Right.
I've gone
Back
too far.
on task. Back on task.
How do we find the entrance in the middle of the city? What do I need to roll? Who are these creepy mask people do I need to talk to?
Awesome. So, burying the sewer talk, you either need a survival check or a society check to find this the entrance to the warehouse from the city side. Or if you want to track down what looks like could be keeper of the keys, the city guard, you can do a perception check to kind of find that location eventually.
And we assist.
If you want to go together, yeah. But if you're gonna go together, then I would ask a stealth check, as 3 people following guards is a very noticeable thing.
Rally's super not interested in that.
Pippo
I'm
could
gonna
help. Pippo could help though.
I'm gonna
If you get back
take
up.
the perception check to try to track this guy. I have enough skills that, let's say, if my perception check fails and I have to go down to stealth or thievery, I'm not in a bad boat.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with perception and see where it goes.
Okay.
Ooh.
Is it good?
That,
Is it
that,
good?
that looks bad.
No, it's oh so good.
Oh,
That wolf howls at the
nice.
nat 20 that just got rolled.
It did not help that one is like right above it.
Right. That comes in hot with a 36.
Damn. And as the holy sound emits, you are able to, sure enough, you see what looks like three guards wearing masks. They're covered in keys and manacles and blades, the triple holy blast. And sure enough, you see these 3 guards hanging around. They're kind of having a smoke break and just talking about, like, you know, life back home and everything. And you see guys are standing there. They kind of like stomp on this what looks like stone, but as you stomp on it, it definitely echoes with hollow metal. And you're finding it somewhere in like the market district, just across a bakery shop. So there's this giant faux metal plate that you can open up and probably go into the hidden warehouse.
Paddle wants to report this back to the rest of the group. Are we, because we're not all together at this point, I figure we're probably still using the safe house of the Sea Cove. Did I forget that? Sea Cove, right? Great. So we're using that to plan this whole thing out. Is that right, everybody else?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. So Paddle comes back, nods politely to the creepy mask people behind the desk, and then walks to the room. 4th on the right. One of the 4 on the right. Okay. So turns out the guards here just kind of give things to you. They were stomping on this piece of stone that made a lot, for being stone, looked a lot and sounded a lot like metal. I think that's the way in. So I just have to be able to slip in from that point. I may do so before you even enter the casino. Work my way through, take my time, take it slow, and meet you at your entrance point. I don't know where it's going to let out, but I could listen for you. Maybe even see you. I have no idea what's at the other end of this thing. If it works out in my favor, I'll be ready to help you guys as soon as the chest full of Pippo gets opened and the rally point is established.
Hey, sounds good. Sounds good.
Pippo, for a high sign, Pippo's gonna actually take the slide whistle out and kind of offers it to Rally.
And Rally takes it, trying not to cry. Oh God, this with me, life. All right, and then just to reestablish my part of the plan, I'm leaving a guard at the green room and moving in from there. Instead of taking a double shift and then going in with the guards who are taking the coins to the vault, or not the vault, but the warehouse.
If you can make it into the green room, if you can make it into the green room, do it. But if you're going to have to take a guard out to replace them somehow, I have a feeling with your height and build, it's probably going to be a little rough. So pick the best time you got. We've got all night.
I'll make it work.
Okay. Really fast. So it sounds to me like the plan so far, make sure I get my head around the plan. Ian is going to sneak into the warehouse vis-a-vis the secret city side entrance and wait there. Right? Okay. And you're going to wait there until Rally, after going, getting access to the guard, and then going to the green room, and then breaking off from the green room to be back on the guard that takes the money to the warehouse, right? And then Pippo is going to get into one of the treasure chests to then access the warehouse as well. Correct?
Yeah.
I realize most of my
So-
turn is still waiting for you
Yeah.
guys to do most of the work, but I'm there when you need me.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Okay, very, very cool. Before we do everything, I need to know one thing. Ian, what is your bonus to perception?
It is a 16, and I also have dark vision.
Okay, cool. Great. All right. That being said, we're going to start the heist. Now, what I need first, if Ian's going to go place himself in, I want you to tell me the tale and roll the stealth check to break in from the city side, top side.
Okay. Paddle walks into the bakery across the street. And places a large group order. Something for him and his 10 to 15 closest friends. Muffins, bagels, cream cheese, the full spread. Anything they can get out of this bakery. Says he's going to leave a deposit down with everybody, which may take a deception check. I'm happy to roll. And puts a bunch of Jaeger's gold coins that are actually full of chocolate out on the table, and is going to walk out while everybody is piling up at this bakery, stuck behind a group order. And as soon as the gold coins are found out to be chocolate, is going to listen for the commotion to slip under the grate in the street.
Right. Give me a deception check.
Right.
This is one of the times you don't want to roll high, ironically enough.
Oh, thank God you said that. So I want to roll low, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So my my deception check comes with a hot -1, which takes my 3 down to a 2.
Nice. So sure enough, you put all the gold coins on the counter. They look at it, and it's that uncanny valley of the
Hungry
face
cow.
mask that looks down, and then the slow rise up with this like plastered fake smile, like. And then you hear that horrible voice coming through this mask of like, "Thank you. I don't think this is money that we can use to give you food, but we thank you for this coin." And they kind of put their hand down and slowly start counting it all. And then as they're counting it, the gold just flakes off. And it's so obviously a ruse. And they're just like, "Well, this is unfortunate. I don't know if we can place this order." And as they're getting that way, and people in the back are like, "What was that? We can't." Everyone's starting to get a little aggro and a little confused. And the people behind you are getting very mad. Stealth check, because now the entire thing is
Right.
going off. You get a +2 because you have a gigantic amount of distraction.
That 10 becomes a 12, which puts me at a 25.
25. You were able to sneak out through the crowd. There is so much anger and frustration that no one notices that you're gone. And once you get to that hidden panel, you see the guards are distracted by what's happening in the bakery. A few of them break formation to kind of investigate. And while they're all paying attention to that, you're able to open up the grate, slip your body in, and bring it over your head, much like a Ninja Turtle.
Ian feels super bad because I'm thinking of my favorite baristas at my local coffee shop, and the person who does a group order and then just bails from the shop. I'm so sorry for anybody who's in the industry and anything that this may be, coming up with bad work days. It wasn't my intent, but thank you so much, PJ. I am in.
Yeah, sure enough. The thing closes and you go through what looks like a stone masoned corridor, very cold, very unforgiving, very harsh. And as you go through, there's these giant stone and wood and metal doors, and they have this kind of push lever. And when you push with your hands, and the door opens a little bit. As you look inside the warehouse, you see, first of all, it's pitch black. And it looks like there's a bit of a moonroof in the warehouse. And it's probably, you realize, a few of the city grates to the actual wash off. So some water drops from the moonroof. And you see easily 10 10-story shelves just stacked high. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 10. And they just litter this room in this massive horseshoe. You see a massive plinth in the center, with positions for 3 items and what looks like treasure chests all over the room. And in that darkness, it is absolutely pitch black. Your dark vision does have to kick in a little bit where the moonlight's not shining through. That's where you find yourself a nice place. You can tell me where in the room you want to wait, but that is where you'll be waiting.
I've got 2 questions. Before Paddle lets go of the door, is there a
Mhm.
handle on the other side with
Yes.
the push bar?
Thank
There,
God.
yes, it's another push bar. You push it in, the door opens up in that
Great.
direction.
Good. Cool. Is there any signage that says fire alarm will go off if this exit is used? If not, I quietly shut the door.
Mhm.
Is there a point? I can roll a perception check for this if needed. Is there a point where it looks like the money is quickly taken off of the cart and put onto one of these shelves?
From what you can tell, this is a rudimentary filing system where each treasure chest actually has a file number and they are put in numerical order
Ooh, wow.
around the entire room. So they know
Okay.
how much product they make every 2 hours and they ship it out.
I'm gonna roll. See, 33 perception check. Which chests are missing?
Right now you are seeing the 3 last treasure chests are missing. You can safely assume that they are on the floor by the guards that
Great.
are going to wrap everything up and then bring it back in.
Can I get to level 6 or 8 of that 10 level stack?
Sure. Give me an athletics check to climb.
Great.
No penalties because it's literally a hand ladder made out of shelf.
31.
You're a
Oh my
frog.
God.
You're a flipping frog.
And I'm going, Paddle is going to wait. And hopefully when these chests are being returned and one is
Mhm.
open to reveal a Pippo, the fight will then be on 2 on 3 as Paddle jumps down.
Nice. So the 6th shelf on the shelving unit. Cool.
Yep.
I'll say you're about 30 feet up in the air. So that's going to be a nice drop.
Great.
So you take your time, you climb very easily, get a nice solid position, hunkering by some of the treasure chests, and you wait in the dark. Cutting to Pippo. What do you do for the heist?
Alright.
How are we going to do Pippo in a box?
All right.
Moving up that.
Let's say they're basically the money chests are being moved through the the casino at this moment. Right? Can we say that?
Are you hold on, clarify? Are you waiting for that to happen?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a quick perception check.
That is a 23.
Okay. So as you're waiting, you do happen to know a lot of the guards are starting to slowly walk around and tap the shoulder of the people that are running the gambling tables, and they are taking the gold and they're putting the gold into boxes in this giant box. So you do have eyes on them. You're gonna have to keep tracking them because it's a giant circular room.
Mhm.
The minute they get too far, they're gonna get out of view and disappear.
Mhm. And because it's a casino, I'm gonna automatically assume there's a bunch of retirees, playing the games like blackjack, slot machines, pie gal,
Just
that kind of
cigarette in
stuff.
one hand and
Yeah.
cranking the lever in the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to them, one of these retirees is actually Pippo dressed up as a retired grandmother.
Give me a deception
The
check.
dramatic reveal. To the bonkers.
Oh no, is that a critical? What is that? Is that a
Crit
critical?
20.
Oh my
Crit 20.
God.
Yo, save some for me.
No, these
don't know what I'm
20s
doing.
though.
They're coming in hot. Honestly, we
imagining-
needed them to save this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just imagining in Gremlins 2, when they start taking all the serums and changing who they are, you're like the female gremlin who's like the Jessica Rabbit gremlin, but like a white wig and a cigarette and a fake mole.
Yeah. Can I say it's like the wig he has like one of those beehive gray wigs, and he has
Mhm.
those granny glasses with the super long chain attached to him.
Oh yes, please.
Love it.
I'm here
Mhm.
for it.
So basically Pippo has himself stationed near one of the slot machines.
Mhm.
Can we say that's one of the games of chance that's in the casino?
So you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
There's 6 guards with this giant pulley and a treasure of this really big treasure chest. They come by and they go with this kind of pitch black mask with a set of keys engraved on it, and one of them has the white right eye.
Mm-hmm.
And they look to you and they say, "Excuse me, ma'am. We have to get into the gambling machine. We have to take the gold coins. It'll be just but a minute. And everyone, please come around here. Let's make it fast now. It's not dawdle." And they open the treasure chest, which is already filled with some gold, and they go around the side of the machine where you are currently just cranking it out.
Yeah.
That you know what I meant. You know what I mean. Please tell me, what are you doing?
We're
Yay!
just over here
Pippo-
cranking it out, dog.
Nailed it.
Pippo is
What a god.
a monkey goblin. That's his versatile heritage. So he could actually, I'm guessing, use his feet, do some stuff with his feet that's like doing stuff with his hands, right?
Of course, yeah.
He's gonna have a bunch of he's also snuck some of Jaeger's chocolates.
Okay.
But he made sure to melt them and everything. And when no one's looking, he's going to throw like let's say like a kind of a melted chocolate covered paper at the foot of one of the guards when no one is noticing, to cause them to basically banana peel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a stealth check against their perception.
All right, I'm really good at that. See, I need to use, where is my calculator? Plus 17 plus bonuses. I do have bonuses. That is a 33.
Okay. All right. So you put up this slippery pad. Is there anything else you want to do in the time as they're working on the machine?
Basically, Pippo's gonna wait for the trip, coins, chests to kind of go flying. Basically, he's waiting for that chaos to happen, because during that chaos,
Okay.
what he's going to do is, when no one's looking, essentially sneak into one of these treasure chests.
Okay. Cool. Give me a stealth check.
Plus 2 plus 17. That is a 35.
Yeah. That's a dirty crit. Yeah. So as you put the coin on the ground, and one of them kind of like awkwardly moves, slips a little bit, looks and goes, Who puts chocolate coins on the ground? I don't know, but it made a mess in the rug. We'll have to report that for cleaning duty. Yes, you're right. We'll have to. As we're having this creepy little moment, you just kind of like move into the treasure chest and kind of hide in the gold coins. And in seconds, you're buried under like 10 pounds of gold coin.
Can I say, sorry.
But as they put the money on you, they close the lid, lock it up. You're in their safe.
Can I just say, it's kind of like, how in ball pits, like the kid's face is like just poking out. Just see a goblin's face
Yes.
poking out like that.
I definitely thought you were going to Scrooge McDuck this. Yeah, exactly.
That was the dive into the,
Right.
the money pit.
Yeah. That's what Rufa does when we pick up Edge of Legends November. He's gonna just be like, life is like a hurricane.
You can't only do 15 seconds of that, or we'll
Yeah.
get hit by a strike.
I think it was only like a few seconds. We're good. So once you're in there, to confirm that everything is okay, you can feel the kind of the grinding start, and then the boom, boom, and then the smooth motion as this pulley cart is now moving, and you're in it. And you hear one of the voices go, "Is it just me, or does this cart feel heavier than it's supposed to at this point in time? I think it's because you need a break and you're starting to get a little tired. Whatever." And they keep moving you around. It's a long trip, but you're safely in the chest and you are unseen. That being said, we now go to Rally. Riley,
Right.
what are you gonna do?
All right. So in moving to my first position, I'm specifically so right, sorry. The how do I do this? The green room, can I get to the green room from the floor, or do I have to make it into the back, like into the warehouse first?
If you want to go to the green room, you can come in through the front door and basically do whatever lie and game you want to do to get in there. If you want to go to the warehouse, currently Paddle is hiding in the warehouse.
Okay, but all right, so in my plan, like my specific part of the plan was alleviate someone from the green room, use that to piggyback off of that to get into the warehouse, correct?
Sure, yeah. Why don't we say this happens a little earlier in the night? Give me a deception check or intimidation check to basically replace one of the guards in the green room.
Here's what I wanted. All right,
Okay.
here's the part I was trying to get to. Right,
Okay.
There's a lot of rambling. My meds are wearing off. I apologize,
It's all
but
good.
here's the gambit. I'm gonna look for the one that's like really, like rubbing. I'm gonna use my medicine knowledge. Like look for the one that's like really like. I'm assuming these guards are like heavily armored, and look for the one that's like really leaning on a spear, kind of like adjusting his back a little more, really rubbing his knees a little more, and that's the one I'm gonna alleviate.
Give me a perception check or a medicine check.
Perception. Oh wait, I like you. Medicine is all right. That's going to be a 28.
28 medicine?
Yes, 14 plus 14.
Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, sure enough, you see one of the guys. He's there. He's kind of constantly adjusting, doing this and kind of leaning forward until he has a sudden jolt and comes back up. You see him constantly shifting his weights, and you're kind of getting the idea that between the way he's favoring his right side, the way he's adjusting his upper body, he's got lower back issues, a bad knee, fallen arches from guard duty, and probably shin splints. This guy should not be on guard duty for this long. He needs a reprieve, but he is stuck there. So for any check you're about to make this guy in the role play thereafter, you're going to get a +2 for recognizing this guy has got problems.
Got probably problems. And yeah, I'm just gonna. Mate, I noticed you're not looking to, me and some of the guys were noticing you weren't looking too hot. Take over for you. They sent me over here to take over for your shift for the night. Just go and get to rest, mate.
I love to, but I need the extra hours, and it's okay. I've done many shifts where my bad back just gets tired. I'll just keep popping it, and when I get a day off, I'll just sleep in a little extra while.
And tell you what. You still keep your hours, mate. You still keep your hours. We're just trying to get you off your feet because you can't be the best guard you can be if this, and he gestures to, all of them, if this isn't taken care of. This is the best weapon you got. If you can't take care of that, don't worry about the hours. The hours will be taken care of. You will get more than your fair share for the effort that you've put in tonight, mate. Just let us help you.
Give me diplomacy check with a +2.
So +4 in total?
+2 from the medicine check, plus your diplomacy bonus, plus the D20.
Okay, dope. All right, that's going to be a 19 plus 18. I don't need to do math to tell you. I do it.
You won.
Yeah. That's a correct my math. It's a 37. That's a dirty
Sounds
crit.
about right. Yes,
Yeah.
37.
He looks at you from this with this mask on, and you can't quite see his eyes from it, but he says, "You're right. I should take better care of my body. It's the only one I have. If you could take my position, here's my spear. Just take my position. I'm gonna go take the rest of the night off. I owe you a drink for this. Thank you.
Aye, of course, mate.
And he leaves, and he grants his spear. And after about
His
like,
mask?
and no, because he has a
Okay.
personal mask. Do you still have your mask for the party?
Yes.
You can still use that mask if you wish.
Let's do it.
All right. The guard next to you kind of looks at you with the mask on. He goes, "Oi, do you not have your normal keys mask, mate? I know there was a big fancy party last night. Not all of us remembered ours this morning."
I appear to have woken up in the wrong bed this morning, so I simply had to make do. You understand, I'm sure.
Give me a deception check as you are lying your ass off.
I love the accent, the weird
Yeah.
accent this entire town has. I'm sure you understand my plight as one of the master guards of the city.
Well, welcome to Vaya. Everyone is a little weird.
Just
It's
a little
slightly-
bit. Just a tiny bit.
Slightly winded.
A little bit.
Well, it's hard when you have a porcelain armored cask around your head.
Oh, cardio is everything.
Excuses, excuses.
Yes,
I
indeed.
got a 17. It's not
17
great,
total.
but it'll have to do.
Okay, so looking at the stats for the city guard, your deception was a 17, and let me check against it. Yeah, okay. So he looks at you and he goes, "Well, I'm pretty sure that the uniform states we have to wear the proper representative masks for this event. If you can't get your mask, I may have to report you for derelict of uniform."
Understandable. Where would I happen to? Where would I pick up a spare?
We don't have spares. You get them when you join. When the King of Keys brings you into the guard, you should know that you only get one.
Yes, of course, but I was under the impression that I was at least afforded. No, you're right. I deserve punishment. I apologize. In fact, I will take the shifts for the night. I will go without rest. I will go without break, without food, without water, and I will pay penance for my shameful attire and for my shameful actions.
Your choice. I think I know where this is going to go, but I want to see what you choose. You can go diplomacy as you're bargaining with this man, this guard, to basically what I'm assuming is that's what he's assuming, to take his shift as well and work the entire night shift by yourself. Or you don't want to do diplomacy. You could do deception.
Diplomacy.
You're still lying to this man's face. Okay, give me a diplomacy check.
Diplomacy. I'm sorry,
No.
PJ. You asked me if I wanted a +4, if I wanted a +16 or a +4.
I also have to say deception.
Yeah.
He nailed the accent.
Yeah.
I mean, he did.
Deception's already been settled. I deserve anything that comes my way.
I deserve penance. I apologize.
I've been a bad boy.
Why is that creepier? I don't know why that's creepier.
Nailed it. The entire
Is he
town.
wrong though? Is he
Yes,
wrong,
he's
though?
not. He's not. That's why it's scary. It's realistic.
With the clown nose on too.
I think it's because like it projects something that isn't there, but it still feels like it is because it's like,
It
no,
might
we're
as
not
well
doing
be
this.
there.
We're not doing this. Anyway, so what's your diplomacy check?
That's a 14 plus 16, which is a 30.
Okay. All right. The guard looks at your general direction with this face mask, that full face mask that doesn't have like any emotional expression through it. Like it almost looks like the purge masks kind of thing. And he looks to you and he goes, "Okay, here." And he hands you his spear and he goes, "You can take my shift. It'll all be yours. You come to me at the end of the night, or if I find you still on duty, it stays between us." And he walks off, leaving you with 2 spears to guard the access to the arena/circus behind him.
Do I not have my own spear during this?
you have the guard
Just
spear.
juggling.
The other guard spear.
Just pulling
you
a
have your
Zoro, just
spear.
like,
Throw, mine. So you're now just like, you're like Yeah, you said Zorro. My brain went to like the Mask of Zorro. No, you're right. You're totally One Piece Zorro
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
spears.
yo.
So you're the only guard on duty to get access to the circus at this location. There's literally no other guard to yell at you. What are you gonna do?
Why did my brain immediately just say release the animals?
Release the Pippo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go about my shifts. I'm gonna once it's time to get rotated into the pretty much I'm just gonna go about the day until I end up walking like the gold into the fucking vault.
Yeah.
That's the word. Couldn't think of the word vault.
After about 30 minutes, one of the guards tells you that they need you. First of all, then they ask what the hell's going on. They get your story. They creepily nod in their full face mask, like army of two face masks, and they go like, okay, well, that's understandable. And if we figure out who those guards are, they will have a long punishment and repercussions. But we need you in the green room because those guards have to come back here. So you can go to the green room now. And they take you to the green room, and you're on the arena of the circus. You see bloodstains everywhere. You see what looks like trapeze and spinning wheels and bouncy things. You quickly learn there's no animals in this circus. This is not a traditional circus. They don't use animals. This circus is 100% human skill, and it's about 120% human violence against other humans. So it's not really like, the Grayson Big Top. And they move you to the green room, and there in the green room, you see the walls are actually painted this kind of sickly lime green on a stone room. You see a small halfling woman kind of propped up on a very cushy ottoman seat in front of this glass mirror with candles all over. And she's got a whole bunch of different makeups, and she's trying on different things. And while she's doing that, you see on this table in front of her is littered with throwing daggers and rapiers and sabers and scimitars. And there's even this massive buster sword just kind of tipped against the wall. And once you come in, she looks to you and she goes, "Oh, you're the new guard here to protect me. Well, I mean, if anyone can get through you and get to me, then quite frankly, I think it's their bad day, not mine. But I'm really glad that the 5-star accommodations has not waned just because this Queen of Blades is, shall we say, coming back into the fold. What's your name, guard?"
Oh, me, Raleigh.
Raleigh. That's a lovely name, Raleigh. That really is.
Oh, takes lovely to know lovely.
Oh, my, you're a wee flirt, aren't you?
Oh, I'm no flirt. I just speak the truth, and the truth is very evident before me eyes.
Well, in that case, and you see that she's got this sort of short, sandy brown hair, kept short so that it doesn't get in the way when she fights. She naturally has a very freckly disposition on her face and a big, like, red cheeks, red nose, big smile, as she offers you a firm sandpaper grip of a warrior who has held every imaginable weapon she can get her hands on. She grabs her hand and shakes it, and she goes, "You can call me."
Already simping.
Well, good, because she looks to you and says, "You can call me Queen."
It would be my honor. And I lean down, kiss her hand. Queen.
I think I saw PJ blush.
A little bit. A little. I mean, come on.
I know, I would.
Yeah.
What's your AC?
AC is 20. However, I let it happen.
All right. Want to make sure I caught up because I think I'm having a bit of a freezing issue.
Only your image. No, yeah, no, we can hear you. It's just, hey, you're back.
Hey, I'm back. Okay, cool. So Die Face Low was a 17. As you kiss her hand, She gives you a nice sharp slap in the face, just whap. But she doesn't look offended. She looks delightfully challenged by that. And she goes, "You are a wee fresh, aren't you?"
Couldn't help myself. I'll behave from now on, I promise. Unless you don't want me to. Tell you what, I'll behave myself for now. But if you change your mind, no, you didn't hear me. Oh no!
I think I'm having
Oh
some
no!
problems with connection. Am I back?
Yeah,
Am I back?
Yes.
Cool. Yay, love it. Anyway, so yeah, is this flirting?
Yeah, dude. She's a woman half my height who can wield blades, any type of blade. I don't. PJ.
Mhm.
PJ.
Mm-hmm.
PJ. Like,
Mhm.
come on.
Okay. Give me a diplomacy check.
Hell yeah. Sorry, y'all. We had a plan, but something happened.
Meanwhile, Pippo still. What's going on?
All right, that's going to be a 26.
Okay. So you keep saying that, and she says, "I'll tell you what. After the show's over, when I'm done doing my little show, if you want to treat a little queen out on the town for a drink, I'll buy the first round if you buy the second."
I like the way that you think.
Oh, good. Now, if you excuse me if I blush any harder, there's no makeup in this room that'll make me look great for the lights. So if you could please just take about 5 steps back and start protecting me, I'll take care of the rest this evening.
Queen, there is no light on heaven, nor earth, nor anything in between that can make you look anything less than perfect. And I take my 5 steps back, and I turn my back.
All right. As you flirted with her and made her blush tremendously, you... Hold on. So as you do, you hear this, as you're not paying attention, just, and suddenly you take 7 damage as you get a critical hit. She rolled a critical hit with a throwing dagger against you. Hits you with that. It's a blunt knife, so it bounces off your rib cage and it does non-lethal damage. But she just kept saying, she says, "Stop it! You're gonna make me blush too much. You're very cheeky. I like it, but shut up," she says, kind of hiding her face in her makeup.
How much damage did you say?
7 non-lethal damage on a crit.
7. And how much did she do before?
Oh, it was just a total of 7 non-lethal damage.
Oh, 7 total.
I rolled very poorly for a crit.
Oh, yeah. I just chuckle. I rub my side. I heal it real quick. No big deal. And then I go about focusing while I protect her just to regain that point.
Give me one more perception check as you see 2 guards come to the location you're at.
Perception. That's going to be a 28. 28. 16 plus 12. Dang, PJ's dead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, had to change Wi-Fi's. Yay. Okay. So you said it was 28 total?
Yes.
All right. As the 2 guards walk up to you, they mention that there is starting to become a shortage of staff on the floor, and they need you to help move the coin cart. That they will cover the Queen of Blades. She says to
dang, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back.
You're-
There we go.
"Oh,
You're back.
yay.
Yeah.
Am I back? Can you see me?"
Yeah. See,
Yes.
you.
Just a bit, Joe.
You're a little delayed, but not too bad.
in internet, everyone. It's a fun time.
Gotta love it.
Yep. Okay, do you see me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully that sticks. Do you remember the last thing I said before the internet kind of want to make sure we're good?
I think what was the last thing you said? The last thing you said
It was 28 was the last thing that I heard, and then you started a sentence, and then it cut right back out.
You said the guards.
Wow.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
And
man. Oh, fun.
He is having a bad luck tonight. He just having bad luck
wait,
tonight.
quick! Somebody screen cap that face.
How did Makai won Pathfinder? All of it.
He broke. He
Well
broke
done.
my
I
internet.
flirted so hard. I killed
Right,
the
you
game's
broke
internet.
Pathfinder with your flirting ability.
Okay, am I back now? I tried to reconnect.
We hear your audio.
Your image, you look very happy,
Yeah.
but you're very stationary.
I'm gonna get a lot of good screen caps from the VOD.
Right. Reaped, I believe in you.
So
how's y'all's week
yeah,
been?
it's nice.
Everyone been good?
Nice.
Oh,
Especially now that we won Pathfinder.
right. Now that we've won. I definitely the week's looking up.
Yeah. Okay. Am I connected again?
Yeah.
It sounds like
Yep.
it, but for how long?
Thank God. Let me know when you actually see me, because I'm so mad. I have like 2 or 3 internets and none of them work right now. Come on, Spectrum. You had one job and you can't even do it.
All
That sounds
looks
like
it
this
sounds
heist.
like that. Sounds like I could hear you, I could see
Yep.
you. Please enlighten me
Yep.
as to what the gods.
Okay.
Also, for you at home, be careful. If Makai flirts with you, your internet will break.
Yeah.
Something's gonna break.
Makai is known for breaking the internet. That being said, so the guards come up to you and they say that they are short-staffed on the floor. They don't know what's going on, but the guard rotation that's supposed to be moving the money to the warehouse is not enough. It's not the full 6-man retinue. They need you to leave your post, go find the gold cart, and push it to the warehouse. Problem is, the Queen of Blades demands that you not leave their side.
Flirted too good.
You flirted too close to the sun, Dickarus. What are you gonna do?
What you got going on after the show?
So you're gonna tell her that? Do I get a hero point?
Absolutely.
Yes, you absolutely. get a hero
Absolutely.
point.
If I could give those out, I would have shouted it earlier.
I'm gonna make a note. PJ gets a hero point for saying you flirted too close. to the
Honestly, if you
sun.
use it and anyone gets mad, I'm just going to point him to this clip.
Yeah. Oh, Lordy
Oh,
Jesus.
Comedy gold.
So you're telling the queen that you're going to see her after the show, is that correct?
Trying to think of how much time we have after the show, because I think I can make this work. Because I have a plan. We need crew. She's pretty capable. I like her. Let her go with me.
I mean, I think was it we discussed that we have like a 30-minute window here for this.
Once
Right?
it's pulled entirely off the floor, but they don't have the full 6 men because the full 6 guards because of the other trick to get here.
Yeah.
There's been a handful of people leaving the floor. They need him to go back to the group before they can go to the warehouse for the 30-minute window.
Mhm.
Then yeah, I'll meet you after the show. Say that again. You're breaking up.
We hear nothing.
We can see you, but we can't hear you.
You sound exactly the way Pippo talks.
Well, except with less slide.
Yeah.
Except with
That's a
less
squeaky
slide
toy.
whistle.
And
Hey,
less
look,
slide
I'm
whistle.
PJ's waveform right now.
Oh, there he is. There you go.
Am I back?
Yeah.
It's a
Yes.
deep cut.
I'm
Yeah,
so
that's
mad.
real deep.
I'm so mad.
I
We all
understand.
get these nights. We all get these nights. We all happens to all of us.
Yeah, well, it's also like 100 degrees outside here in sunny, balmy LA, and Spectrum's about as reliable as a snail in salt.
Yeah.
So, that being said, so the Queen of Blades says, you better meet her after the show because it's not every day she offers a drink to a cute person.
And on my honor, Glenn, meet me at the docks tonight after the show.
Make a note. Hold on. Give me one more diplomacy check.
I guarantee it'll be a night you never forget. All right, so that's going to be. What is that? Yep, that's what I thought. All right, it's going to be a 28.
28?
28. 2, 8.
Okay. She blushes as she puts on her makeup and she says, I see you by the docks and I'm looking forward to this. If I forget this night, oof, I'm going to have to throw a sharper knife at you for that.
I'm keeping the one you threw at me. Come fetch it later.
She just kind of like head bobs back and forth delightfully as she continues to get ready. So you just added one more person to your ship at the end of this episode.
Yep, that's the goal. Add
All
one
right.
more person to my life after this episode.
The Queen of Blades, the former Queen of Blades coming out of retirement, one night only to kick ass. And now at the end of the night, she may be finding herself on a happy adventure on the high seas. That being said, you go find the other guards. They see you and they're like, finally, how about time? We've been waiting to make sure we have the full 6. Please get in formation. We'll move this to the secret warehouse where we keep the money.
Hell yeah. And I,
oh yeah, continue. What was that?
oh yeah, no, and then I fall in line and I do the thing.
All right. They take you around the circular part of the room. They go behind where one of the stairs. So all the staircases that go up are tucked into the circular wall, going up in a spiral. As they go around the room, they find another little like lift, and they take the lift down to the bottom. Pippo, of course, you're in the treasure chest. Mm-hmm. You see a very long, square concrete hallway. Very, very long. And they move for a little while, pushing in formation until eventually they get to a massive door. Once they get to the door, you see 3 keyholes in the door. 3 of the guards take the keys off their neck, put it in. They count to 3 at the same time, click, and the door opens to pitch black darkness. As you move into the room, the 6 of you, this is where we're going to take our 10-minute break. When we come back at 9:37 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, hopefully we'll be joined by Fee, and we will continue from here. So thank you so much for putting up with my awful internet. We'll see you at 9:37, give or take. And thank you so much. And please support the Children's Cancer Charity. Love you. See you in 10 minutes.
Let's go. There we are.
Sorry. Hey, everyone. Joe is the best CD in the world. We love him to death. He's like, we're going in, and we're like making our pose.
We just started too many minutes early.
Yeah, it was on us. We jumped the gun, and it was really awkward. Just us, and we just broke down into laughter. But we love you, Joe. Thank you so much. You're the best. That being said, I'm gonna need you in a few seconds, Joe. So you enter the warehouse, pitch black. As you enter, the guards proceed to pick up the chest and like, oh, it's a little lopsided. You see Pippo's chest, Makai, that he is picking up and moving. Pippo, you are in the chest. The chest is locked with the padlock in the chain. Mm-hmm. What do you plan on doing, Makai?
And so if I'm not mistaken, this is him putting it in, and this is like the part where we strike.
This would be the time. Oh, before I forget, I want to make a quick announcement. Unfortunately, Fee is having a really rough night. They're not feeling very good for health reasons. They will not be joining us for the rest of the game, but they did confirm that they will be here next week, as well as I believe Sydney playing No Beard should be here next week as well. So looks like you're going to have a great time with these fellas. That being
Boys'
said,
night.
but boys' night. Yep. And it's exactly what it is. So yeah, this is the time where you need to get Pippo out of the treasure chest.
All right.
And Paddle, you see all of this happening in the dark.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
30 feet up.
and there was 2 other guards, or 3. Sorry, because
5 other guards. Makai is the 6th guard.
ooh, that definitely I'm sure PJ explained this, and my notes did not cover it. I'm gonna wait until one of the guards hopefully unlocks the chest.
Okay.
Maybe.
Makai, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, if it's all if it feels wrong, should we check what's inside?
Give me diplomacy check with a +1.
That's going to be a 19.
Okay. They kind of think about it. Probably best to be safe. I mean, we've done this a million times, but if there's something wrong, we should be aware.
And I'm
Put it
going
back
to
down.
start backing up.
Pippo, Pippo, you can hear
Racing.
the turning of a key, the clinking of metal chains. The box that you're in suddenly feels lighter somehow, and then you see the split second as the thing opens up, and you see, looking down point blank, this big like face mask of one of the keeper of the keys looking right at you. What do you do?
Really quick, is that Keeper of the Keys also adjacent to another target?
Yeah, there's at least like 3 or 4 dudes around your general proximity.
Asking the real questions. How adjacent are they to the second guy I'm about to shoot?
So I actually have ability because what I'm planning to do is Pippo's gonna just leap out like some demented Jack in the Box creature and use his ability called Tailspin, which is 2 actions. I can attempt a single athletic check to trip up to 2 adjacent creatures.
All right, give me that athletics check.
All right.
Another tailspin. Ooh.
I think
And
we
that's
did
it.
this last time.
We definitely did.
Oh yeah.
Think it would let a golden opportunity bit like that just fly by.
No. Just fly by.
The reason why the low-hanging fruit gets plucked because you'd be stupid not to pick such good low-hanging fruit.
Like it's good fruit. You're too good for fruit. Get out of here.
Good fruit.
Okay. That is
Good
a 33.
Oh, yeah. Easily whip. These guys go ass over tea kettle. You hear a horrible smack of bone and meat against solid concrete ground. They are unconscious.
Oh
Good, because I was going to say, because if it's a success, it's also treated as a critical success. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a crit from a 33. It's just, oh my. And then
And with my last action, I'm going to use acrobatic mastery to just basically scamper up the walls as far away from everybody as far as possible.
Okay. Now, the other 3 guards are a little confused about what's going on because this goblin just popped out and just took 2 dudes out. And they're like, wait, what? You can each take 1 action you want, or you can do basically a free turn against these guys. Makai, Ian, what do you want to do quickly?
I would. Ian,
please, Makai.
Raleigh is going to summon all of his medical knowledge, all of his, so the brain is here, the cranium can withstand so much amount of force. All right, so I'm going to. It's gonna go down.
Give me a roll to hit. If you're using the spear they gave you, you do not take a penalty to non-lethally hit them because their weapon is has a big knob at the end of it that's meant to knock people out.
Oh, yeah. I'll do that.
All right, treat it like a normal weapon attack.
Normal weapons. So...
I like the vision of Rally just like picking which spear. As Pippo's like tripping people, like,
where's the spear caddy when you need it?
I feel he names. They name each of their spears. Each of their spears has a different name.
Hey, stop spoiling my bits for later. This
Great
one's gonna be
minds,
called
great
Jessica,
minds.
but fine. But no, he's going to pick one up. It's going to be a 30. So 15 plus 15. Yeah, 30.
Okay, I gotta check these guard stats because that might be a dirty crit. It's not a dirty crit, but it's absolutely hits. I want you to do a normal weapon attack, which would be a D10, not your magic weapon. So it's gonna be a D10 plus strength plus 4, because and plus 7 and plus 2. 1d10 plus strength plus 6.
What? Hey, what?
right. So
yeah, I don't blame you. Roll 1d10. I'll do the rest.
Okay. All right, that's 8.
8. Okay. So you hit this guy in the head. He kind of gets discombobulated a bit, and as he tries to pull out his weapon against you, he just collapses to the ground unconscious. You still have 2 actions left.
Guess what?
Smashy time.
Smashy time, baby. Bonkus, bonkus.
It's
All right.
clobbering time.
Roll with a -5, that multiple attack penalty. Crack him in the head.
El Kabong.
5 is only going to be a plus 10. Shit. All right, that's going to be a 24.
All right. Meet to beat. Give me a D10 one more time.
That's going to be a 10.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Full potential damage. You crack him in the head. He drops he drops like a round 5 prize fight loser. Just knees buckle, go stiff, and he just out. And there's only one guy left. You have a third. Yeah, you have a third action if you want to use it now, but you'll be at a -10 to hit with his third action.
There's other things you can do other than attack.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's
right,
the side of trying it is if you roll high enough, you get it. If you don't, it's the same thing as not trying.
I am for this last action. I think I'm actually going to use Bon Mot, if I am remembering how to use that correctly. Let me quick Google search. I can. Here we go.
This is exactly how I run Woodward.
Has this game work?
One quick archives of Nethys search later. I'm going to be ape. Ape
Considering
form
the
is my
internet.
wild shape.
All right, 2. That'd probably be a no Google. I don't want to know what Bon Mot literally means. I want to know what it means. Your specific
Professionals.
context. All right, so yeah, you launch a insightful clip at a foe, distracting them. Choose a foe within 30 feet. Roll a diplomacy check against the target's will. And we're just going to see whether or not I success or critically success on this.
All right. Hit me with your best diplomacy check. Last action.
And so to paint you a quick word picture, Riley's like trying to decide like which spear is like, best to use. He holds, he holds his baby, he holds Jezebel in his mouth. All right, it's been a while since I closed this one. And shorthands both spears and just clean sweep across the back of their heads. Lets out a quick laugh. Wait, that was easier than I thought it'd be. The back of their heads are like melons. Give it a try.
All right, roll that check for me.
All All right, that's going to be 16 plus 16 is 32. That's math.
Yep. Versus their will DC.
Yes.
Crushes it. Yeah. So sure enough, as Bodmont says, the target is distracted and takes a -3 status penalty to perception and will saves for 1 minute. The target can end the effect. Why would you want to? Blah blah blah. Either way, the target is stunned, looking at you. One of the guards just first of all like dual wield spears, crack 2 of their guys unconscious, and having a third spear in your jaw. He is very perplexed. Ian, your go. This guy will be flat-footed to you, as well as give you a +3 to hit because he is completely out of his game.
Net. The Gripply from the darkness releases a net onto the last guard. I've been waiting for this. I took the feat Tenacious Net, which is in Pathfinder 2e, which makes the escape DC bump to a solid 20 if they want to get out. And as a monk, I get to use my grapple check against them trying to escape. So a net descends from the heavens and falls down onto said guard. Let's see, to hit. I will live with that. Maybe you said how much was a +3?
+3, yeah.
+3 to hit. Technically ranged. Oh, wait. Yes. That makes it a 33. It's a hit with the net.
I need to know what the critical conditions are for that, because you just dirty critted this man with this net.
I have no idea.
I don't know either for net.
1 second. I didn't know I was going to crit with a net.
Yeah, with the bonuses and everything, I'm like, he's flat-footed. This is just got to be a setup. And sure enough, woof, net.
Ooh, gotta love that search history. PF2E, Nethys. Yep, sending me right home. Okay, here we are. Sorry.
It's quite all right. I'm also looking it up myself.
If you find it before I do, let me know.
So it looks like there is no special critical condition or critical specialization. So we're just going to say this guy
that is
absolutely
just
is
what
grappled.
I found.
Yeah,
yes, and the escape bumps to a 20. And because it is a net technically on a rope that I cast, as long as I have the other end of the rope, I get to use my grapple check as a monk against him if he chooses to escape or tries to escape.
He's going to try to escape with his immediate reaction or immediate action with the net being on him, and he's going to do a pretty darn good job. So what is your grapple DC as a monk?
My class DC right now is a 24.
Okay.
If I roll a athletics check against them, it would be very different.
Let me know what the athletics DC would be. So whatever your bonus is +10.
Okay, my bonus +10 is a 26 total.
Okay.
Not actually all that much different. I just realized I realized that I could roll assurance on that if I wanted to, but since we're not rolling, it is +16 or +16 +10, which is 26.
I will say that because he does successfully kind of get the net up and over, but he's still shaky from the absolute surprise. He's still flat-footed. If you wish to follow up with something,
yeah, Paddle's gonna jump down and try to okay, so casting a net was one action, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Off the top rope.
Yes, Paddle from the shadows is going to descend onto the guard and go for a grapple check themselves. So that is a athletics. I'm going to roll for it instead of use assurance. So happy I did. 33 for an athletics check on my grapple.
That is 2 points away from a dirty crit. You successfully grapple this
Ooh.
guy.
Okay. If I guess I could try to one move. I guess I could try for an a non-lethal attack against him.
Mhm.
As a monk, doesn't come with any negatives, so I could try that. Come on, hand wraps. Oh yeah, that's a 35
Oh yeah,
to hit.
that's a dirty crit. Double the damage.
Okay, so this is all Paddle was built for. I wanted to be Rufa.
We all want to be Rufa. Let's be honest.
You're combat Rufa at this point.
And is it total the entire damage or just the dice rolled?
I will say you get to choose between rolling the dice and the modifier, adding it and multiplying it, or doubling the dice and doubling the modifiers. I find that you tend to get a better roll when you double the dice as well.
Right. So if I double the dice as well, that is a 20 plus my modifiers, which goes to 6, which puts that as a 12, which makes it a 32 unarmed damage against the guard.
Yeah, you strike him, descending from the ceiling, grappling and striking him, and he just and then he just goes out, absolute unconsciousness. And all the guards are now completely unconscious and floored. You three are in the room with the treasure chests and all of the gold. All of the gold.
Can I just say that before combat started, we were all really, really worried about this.
Very. I think I do have to say, I don't know if we all purposefully built people who are only good at the combat side of the heist, but we definitely did.
Okay, so I got a date.
I was really actually happy. As a poison hide
grandma.
That's fair. As a poison hide Gripply, it only would have gone worse for the guard if he would have grappled me back.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have killed him outright.
Yeah.
Sir, please don't touch me.
No. No. Paddle looks up from the net, slowly collecting it and trying to do their best to put it back into their backpack. Okay, right. We guards done. Not part of the plan. Part of the plan now. We gotta move. Okay, 3 treasures. And then realizes they're looking at an entire room of treasure chests. Hoping they're on the 3 separate locations. Are there treasure chests there?
Question. Is it just all just like literally I'm guessing Scrooge McDuck style treasure, or is stuff actually organized?
No, they're organized, but the chests have numbers to them. I remember there being said 3 different daises in the room, but I don't ever remember hearing that there was anything on them.
That's correct. You do remember there is shelves lining a horseshoe of the entire room, and there is a dais in the middle with 3 positions for 3 large items, but it's empty. That being said, as you're looking around the room, hold on a second. You guys can still feel free to talk amongst yourselves, but
I was going to say, possibly Pippo's going to try to possibly look around and see something that would look like maybe something along the lines of a bag of holding or something. If that's possible.
Or like a portable hole or something that they've like stuck these objects in. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
My next maneuver would be for
with a money symbol on it.
Right. I guess Paddle would probably try to look for numbers that didn't correlate with their shelves.
Skew numbers.
Maybe. Yeah, right. Yeah. I am the employee at Home Depot.
Mm-hmm.
This should not be an aisle bay 5 or aisle 16 bay 5. But I am going over. I guess that was the thing that Paddle would look for, is any chest that should not be where it is. That's my best guess.
Really fast. Ian, what's your AC again?
3,000. 26.
26. 26.
Excuse me?
Is it really 26?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Sorry, the unarmed, unarmed and small and Gripply really starts to add up.
No.
I realize Gripplies actually make really good monks.
Oh, that's
Really
good to
good
know.
monks.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Poison hide, grapple anything you can
Oh,
come in
yeah.
contact with.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Extra 2d4 to everything you roll. So if they grapple you back, I have a plus 18 to hit, a 2d6 plus 4 plus 2 damage, and if they were to grapple me back, they get an additional 2d4 because of poison hide.
Oof.
That's a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Can I say anyone else kind of slightly worried right now?
Oh wait,
A sense of dread?
oh wait, hold
Yeah,
on.
the
The
DM just
GM, the
randomly-
GM is asking us for our AC, and I'm not supposed to be scared.
One
So
fear.
as you're talking, and you look around this room, suddenly you see blood split and shoot off the back of your Gripply friend as you take 36 damage.
Motherfucker.
And you feel this intense gripping and ripping pain from your back. And as this happens, the rest of you see in the darkness two big red eyes just staring at you from the darkness.
From
Can I
Pippo,
throw him
a
a dead
series
spear
of
at it?
To save all of you headphone listeners at home, Paddle lets out a scream of pain as a flood of blood comes out of their back. Apparently, you said 30 damage, 36,
36.
36. Okay, here we are. We're doing this.
Someone look up what does frogs sound like when they scream on YouTube.
Too many to choose from.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can find what a Gripply sounds like, I think that's really more to the point.
Enough.
As the blood shoots off, you scream in pain and see two red eyes in front of you. You see one massive blade with a serrated edge dripping Gripply blood from its long grasp. You notice it's edged downward in reverse grip as another one starts to slowly edge up. It's at this point in time that you see in front of you, planted in the ground, almost perfectly so, is a very similar blade begging to be picked up right in front of you, ready for the fight. And with that, we roll initiative.
I could roll initiative with perception. How do I roll initiative with my pain advantage? What do you want me to roll after I've gotten owned by this thing? Is perception good enough, or
Perception
should I be
is
making a medicine check?
Perception is absolutely valid as you
Okay.
got hurt and you're turning to see what just hurt you from the shadows.
I am perceiving I am in pain.
Can I roll my my initiative with clown lore?
I'm gonna say no this time.
All right.
I don't think I can make that work in my head.
I don't know. Clowns do have to inhabit a lot of various different things, various different animals, just to work
Clowns
with their
have
act.
to be alert. You know, they have to notice the audience, just subtle differences,
And
whether an act's gonna actually happen or not. It's a good act
And,
or a
like,
bad act.
knives,
I'm gonna
that's
say
just knife
I'm gonna say
juggling.
roll perception. Let's just roll
Alright.
perception and get the fight initiative started, shall we?
I tried.
I believe in you. I really do. But I think this one I'm gonna need a good old fashioned perception initiative.
Can I
check.
roll with a bon mot?
I'm going to say no because this is technically a surprise. Not a sort of surprise, soft surprise round. Just percentage.
Okay, hold on. 36 damage is not a soft surprise round, PJ.
What's a hard surprise round?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That 36 damage is followed up with a 36 for initiative from the Gripply paddle.
There we go. Okay, so it's 36 from Gripply, or from the paddle. Let me write that down.
Yes,
from the paddle.
From Gripply the paddle.
Gripply the paddle. That's gonna mess with me. Makai, what was yours? What was Rally's?
Rally's is a Heartfish 26.
26. And what is Pippo's?
30.
Nice. Okay, let me do a quick switcheroo and then everything.
Gunslingers, they get bonuses to initiatives.
Oh, do
see.
Yeah.
Nice.
PJ saw what become of my last character. I made a character in another game we played together who I just made them to see if they could go first all the time, every time. They weren't good at much else, but rolling into game with a plus 25 to your initiative is a hard thing to roll against.
Was that your
my archer
yeah.
from Mummy's Mask?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Really fast here. Michael, did you remember to share the audio?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It should be shared. Yeah, it should.
Yeah, I think it is. Oh, for some reason I'm not hearing it. Might just be me. Okay, so I'm hearing it now. Cool. My bad, everyone. Thank you so much. Going first, as the red eyes start to move into focus, you see black and red armor as these two sawtooth sabers are being held in a reverse grip. And one of the hands points to the sawtooth saber standing in the middle of the room. The other one is raised high in a defense position that can be easily twisted into an offense. They are going to withhold their actions as they say to you,
"Go ahead, Rockstar. Pick up the sword."
At this point that you notice a feminine form clad in the armor of the Red Mantis assassin.
I knew it. We've been had. Ouch. Okay. Good night. Well done, everyone. It was nice to play with you. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, there were supposed to be 5 people here. So I'm sorry in advance.
We got this.
We'll be.
Yeah, we'll be around or not.
So the Red Mantis assassin basically holds their turn back and kind of starts taunting any one of you to pick up the blade and fight them one-on-one. It is now Paddle's turn as they are basically waiting, withholding their action. Paddle, what are you going to do?
Paddle? Let's see, Paddle. What are you going to do? Paddle is going to drink a healing potion. Paddle...
Good idea.
Yeah. Paddle pops a cork, slams this potion back, coming right at you. That is 3d8 plus 10.
One of the good ones.
Uh, 21 hit points total back. Not a great roll, but a roll nonetheless. Does that give me, is that one action or two? Because I had to retrieve the potion technically.
I'm going to say one action. I'll give you
Okay.
that.
That's helpful. Paddle is actually going to pull out their heavy crossbow. It is a striking weapon and try to shoot the, I'm not going to bother with the blade. I'm going to try to shoot this Red Mantis assassin where they stand. So it was nice rolling high for the beginning of the evening. That is a 19 total to hit.
19 total. It does not hit.
Yeah, we're level 8. It should
Doesn't
not.
hit.
That is 2 actions. Oh, my Paddle's last action will be, you know what? Is going to take a step back and is about to ready a stance, but cannot do so this turn.
Okay. So you're taking a move action. That's the last action you're doing.
Right.
Cool.
Yes, I'm going to take a move action back, which is a total of 40 feet. I'm booking it back. Hopefully to strike from the shadows soon.
Oh, bunga it is. Okay, Michael, give me, what is your AC again?
Let's see here. Check. AC of 26. Let me check. Yeah, 26.
You are also 1 point away from being dirty critted.
Ooh.
As seeing this frog take a shot at her, you see the red mantis vanish in the light, and suddenly her red eyes break again, like two glow sticks or lasers in the shadows, pops up right behind Pippo, and just takes a devastating slice up across his little body, dealing. Okay, might not be as devastating as we thought. 14, 15, 18. You take 28 slashing damage as this blade just moves across your body, and it's almost like being slapped with sandpaper and then having the hand rip the sandpaper back. It's not just the initial impact, it's the draw cut that does the worst part of it.
Okay.
And from there,
Hippo's gonna give out like kind of like a shrill, kind of like a monkey-like shrill scream of pain.
well, okay. And as she strikes you, she puts up both of her hands and she tries to step back into the shadows to fade from vision. And she critically fails it, stumbling over her own sword she put in the ground. You see her kind of tripping over it for a bit, and then she's kind of puts her hands up and gets her dukes up. She still moves back to where she started her action.
She basically.
Unfortunately, she is still.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, she is still visible. She did not lose focus in that darkness.
So she just acted like a cat. I didn't do that. Didn't trip. I'm good. Just kept walking backwards.
Yep. It is now Mr. Michael Powell's turn.
All right.
Pippo, what are you gonna do?
I might make this combat a little bit more even because Pippo, let's just say, uses one of his feet hands, as a monkey would, pulls out a feather token, which is a small token that has kind of a picture of a whip on it, and kind of tosses it basically kind of like a Pokeball.
Mm-hmm.
And it transforms into a +1 striking dancing whip.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, wait. That's going to be my second action. First action, actually, changing.
Sure. Yeah.
First action is actually going to be Pippo with this, guns out. He does, that pistol twirl ability where he's basically spinning his pistols around, kind of like Revolver Ocelot from Metal Gear Solid. He's like tossing it, kind of juggling. It's almost
He's killing bees.
Yeah, it's almost as if he's putting on a show if they were not in mortal danger.
So you're doing like a dazzling display of gun flare, and then you pull out the magical token with your second action.
Yeah. But the gun twirl thing is actually a ability called pistol twirl, which actually I have to roll, I believe, a what you call it, deception. Basically, is a feint.
All right, give me a deception check versus their will DC, right? Or their perception DC.
I believe so. I don't feint too much.
All right, that's fine. Once you make the roll, we'll figure out where it goes.
Deception is... Where's my deception? There it is. That is a 28.
Okay. 28 deception. That will be 2 points shy. What is it on if it's not a success? What is the effect on a failure?
Basically, they're fat-footed.
Awesome. You're level 8, right?
Yes.
1 second. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Okay, they are flat-footed.
Yeah.
So you flat-foot them with your dancing display. You pull out the feather token for the dancing whip. What's your third action?
Well, first of all, the dancing whip just basically it acts as if it's on its own, so it has its own turn, which I'm believing it occurs either directly after my turn or is it during my turn?
No, if it's one of those things like an animal companion would be, then you have to use an action to command the whip to do something.
Oh no, it's automatically attacking an enemy. It just says it automatically attacks.
Just for right now, why don't we go with an action you're doing? I'll look up
Okay.
in a second, just to confirm this.
All right. Then with my last action, Pippo's going to fire one of his pistols at the assassin.
Okay. Roll to hit.
All right. Yeah, I can actually fire my pistol.
I mean, to be fair, you... Oh, no, you didn't fire it at the party last time.
Yeah. That is... this might be good.
Okay, now really fast, I want to pause this because in order to activate a dancing weapon, it is a 2-action command to activate the dancing weapon in question.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you want to, you can summon it now, but you won't be able to activate it until next round. Is that fair?
Okay. All right then.
Okay.
All right then. So am I still rolling?
Oh yeah, absolutely. What's that nice gun shooty pal number? What is that number?
That is a 38.
Ooh, hold up. 38?
Yeah.
We have a dirty crit on our hands.
I have a plus. Pippo has a plus 19 to range strikes.
Dude, we got a dirty crit. Double that damage, son.
All right. Does it activate fatal?
Yes.
Okay.
It should. If anything activates on a crit, I believe it also activates on a dirty crit as well.
Cool.
And if not, that's my ruling.
All right. Plus. Oh. Plus 4. That is a 21.
21 damage. All right.
Yeah, 21 total. And I believe, and also I have the specialization too from it.
Yeah. What's specialization for the weapon?
Let me see. I had it up. Do it back down. For firearms in Pathfinder 2E, let's see. The target must succeed a fortitude save against my class DC or be stunned for 1 round, or stun 1.
Ooh, what's your class DC?
My class DC is 24.
Well, they have a very high fortitude bonus.
Mhm.
And with the die that I've rolled, he only rolled a 19. They're stunned for 1 round.
Yeah, it's amazing how early, gunslingers get mastery at firearms.
Honestly, it's the only advantage we have at this point. please exploit it.
That being said, rally. So you see this goblin just start juggling weapons, throws out this feather token, kind of capsule core style, puff of smoke, and there's this hovering whip. It's a whip, right, Michael Powell?
Yeah.
This hovering whip appears, and as they're juggling, the whip comes out. They just land hip shot, and you see the red mantis head whips back as the mask has like blood start to kind of trickle from the head of it. They shake it off, but they're disoriented. What are you going to do?
Okay, so since they're stunned, that just means I get advantages to attack.
You would be getting they'd be flat-footed to you. I think they're already flat-footed. Well, they're flat-footed to Monkey Goblin, but they're also flat-footed to you, and they can't take an action on their next round. Out of curiosity, Michael Powell, is it stunned 1 or stunned?
A stunned 1.
Okay, stunned 1. Very different, but that's good to know.
All right, then I'm going to For my first action, I'm going to use Smite Evil,
Ooh, okay.
specifically on her. That obviously, your blade ally becomes an even more powerful tool against evildoers. Select one foe you can see. Till the start of your next turn, your strikes with the weapon. With the weapon, your blade ally inhibits against that foe. Deal an extra D4 or an extra 4 good damage, increasing to 6 if you have mastery, which I don't. So, oops.
Okay. So yeah, you basically just get a nice flat damage buff. You mark this person as your smite. Now you can roll to hit. You still have 2 actions left.
Oh, totally didn't just drop my dice. All right, here we go. All right, nice. That's a 17 plus 17.
17 plus 7. That's a 34.
34. God, that's
There.
math.
They're flat-footed. 1 second. I have to check their thing here. Flat-footed. That's 2 points away from it. You know what? I'll give you that dirty crit just because I believe in you. All right. You have a dirty crit. That means you're going to be doubling your weapon dice damage, which if you're using a magical weapon, that's 4
That's
D10.
4 D10.
You're going to double your strength mod, which your strength's an 18, right? Or is it a 20?
My strength is a 20.
So that's 4d8 plus 10 plus 8 plus 4.
That's a lot of numbers. There is my last D. Here you are.
See, that's the thing about champions. They make amazing tanks, but when they can smite and crit, chef's kiss.
All right, so that's 2 10s and a 9. 20.
Oh, no. Oof. It's going to hurt my feelings,
So that's
y'all.
35.
Jeez,
That's
is
35.
Is that just from the dice?
That's 35 on the dice alone.
Oh, no. It gets
Ooh.
worse. 35. Hold on. 35 plus 10. Okay, I got to do math. 35 plus 10 because you're doubling your strength modifier. All right.
We.
That's 45. You also get to multiply your smite, so that's plus 8. That's 53. And you get to double your weapon specialization damage. So that's your expert or master?
I'm just an expert.
Okay, that's another plus 4. So in one hit, you just dropped 57 HP.
57 HP.
Yeah.
Elite.
More. We need more.
Love
of this.
it.
We need more of this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Net.
All right. And that's
That's all I got.
Now,
Net.
technically, you have 1 action left. If you want to use that action to do something else, you can. If you want to try and attack again, she's still stunned. So it's up to you.
My go-to usually is tripping them.
Yeah, I would like to like sweep her and then like point it at her throat if I can.
Okay. So if you want to go for a trip, give me an athletics check with a -5 to trip her. Basically, like, well, you can tell me the tail, but I want to know if you're going to hit that athletics check -5.
All right, here we go. Because I don't have great athletics, despite popular belief. All right, that's dope. That's gonna be a 19. Just base 19.
19
Very
base.
respectful.
Okay.
Very
Let me take a
respectful.
look at their fortitude. 19. So you raise your spear to the sky. You start to see this holy fire start to wreathe around it, and you start to hear the rally cry of Lupaiko as they're like, "No, today, evil does not get to stop freedom." And you take your spear and you slam it with the blade just hewing into and through the armor of this cleric assassin of a god of death. Moving the blade through, the blood squirts out, and you try to go for a nice shoulder tackle with a foot behind their footing. The Red Mantis assassins are nothing if not the most highly trained beings of the planet. And even though she is in immense pain, stunned, and her faculties are not about her, she still knows how to keep her footing. And as you're about to knock her down, she moves her feet back a little bit, recenters herself, crack, crack, lets the blood flow, and brings up her arms with this high guard with these giant saber blades, or sawtooth saber blades, presented towards you. So, though, you did almost 60 damage in one hit. So, damn.
Delete. Yeah. Delete this bitch.
Next round. So since no one's picking up the blade, I'm going to have to make some creative choices here based on her things. Okay.
Could the whip pick up the blade?
Look, we're scared.
And I hold the blade in my mouth.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to,
I just want to point
Yeah.
out the last thing that I did in Edge of Legend was pick up a sword.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna do it
Fair,
again.
fair,
I'm not gonna do it
fair.
again. I'm not.
Very fair.
I've made my choice.
Very
you picked
fair.
up a blade, and
Right.
you saw someone, and now we have to wait 2 months to see what happens when you like strike Korokos with it.
Makai, you weren't there. How about you pick up the sword?
I'll pick up.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, Rally will.
I
pick up.
believe
I'll
in you.
I'll give you a free
Terrible
action.
idea, but
There we go.
I'll give you a free action, Rally. Do you want to pick up her sword right now?
yes.
Okay. So as you do the shove and you can't quite get it, with your one free hand, you pick the saber sawtooth blade off the ground. It's her turn. The first thing that happens, the minute she sees you, she sees you pick up the sword, her head whips to you, and her two giant, first of all, the mask that she's wearing, the helmet that she's wearing, looks like a praying mantis's head.
Ooh,
Except it's all red. Yeah, it's a praying mantis head with antenna and the big compound eyes. However, now that you've picked up the blade, the red compound eyes start to glow and vibrate. You are now marked for death. Automatically for picking up the sawtooth saber blade.
This is why you never pick up swords.
Never listen to me. I'm sorry.
You
I'm
think
sorry.
I
That
didn't think
should have
this would
come
happen?
before this. I feel like
No, look.
I've
let
led
me
you
set-
astray.
Let me set you a scene. Rally immediately picks up this blade, puts it like handle first in his mouth, and just assumes the stance. He knows the fucking dance. He knows the number. I think this is the first time he's been challenged to a knife edge death match. Come on, baby, let's go.
Knife thief spoony fight.
give me really quick, Makai, give me a fortitude save.
Fortitude. All right, that's going to be 32. Yeah,
Let's
32.
go.
32. Very, very nice. Okay, so you are no longer going to take the 1d8 persistent bleed damage, and you are no longer flat-footed against the Red Mantis Assassin.
Hell yeah.
You do not lose
I'm a
any
champion,
resistances. 5, yeah. You do not lose any resistances in any capacity. However, you are still a huge target of her ire, and she is going to track you down until she kills you or dies trying. So it's her turn. You're marked for death automatically. However, she still gets 3 turns. Her first action.
Wait, I thought she couldn't take her turn because she was.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Stunned
She
one.
is stunned. You're still marked for death. You're still marked for death.
Later.
Thank you for reminding me that she's stunned, because her first attack was a critical fail, and I'm glad I don't have to worry about that.
I mean, this is all that one for later. You already
So-
rolled it. The dice have spoken.
So you pick up the blade. You're marked for death. You've passed the fortitude check, so you're not just going to be bleeding profusely for no reason. But she's still a little like, she's looking at you a little like a drunken boxer in a bar going, you know, I don't know, you and your 4 brothers look the same, but I'm going to punch you to death. Paddle. She's, oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I lied. She has stunned 1.
Yeah.
Not stunned. Works different. That means she loses 1 action this round. She still has 2 actions.
So she still has that
So
one.
that nat 1
So
does
that
count.
Yeah, that does
Yes.
count.
Yes, it
There we
does.
go.
That's the
Right.
We
You
root
see-
for this.
We root for this. So
Technically.
you see as she's angry at you for taking this out to saber, she is marking you for death. you see her armor starts to drip this like red phosphorus kind of powder, and her body just kind of starts to as she's activating something. She goes for the strike, critically fails. Her blade just goes, it goes flying to the other end of the whole room. Now she grabs her one weapon in two hands and does a high preen guard. And she's just sitting there, like defending herself against everyone around her. But she still has done almost nothing this round. Now it's Paddle's turn.
Hey, okay. How far away is this assassin from Paddle? Paddle moved 40 feet back at the end of their turn. I get to stride once with this next attack. I just want to make sure that I can make up for that lost footage.
Yeah, absolutely. The lost footage. Due to her sneak attack on Pippo and the savage face beating she got from the champion, she is exactly where you left her. So if you move 40 feet back, it'll be right there.
Right. Okay. I'm going to use my Blazing Talon Surge. And the Blazing Talon Surge, I get to rush forward and latch onto the enemy with talons of hungering fire. I get to stride once and make an attack. If the attack hits, they take 1d4 persistent fire damage. Mm-hmm. And if I hit and deal damage, I can attempt an athletics check to grapple. So,
go right ahead.
Moving forward, I will make an attempt to hit. Ooh, that may not make it. A 23 to hit.
That will miss, unfortunately.
Okay, so the Blazing Talon Surge is... Oh, fair enough. To keep things fair, I didn't do it this time, but I will... I have one action left. Mm-hmm. And in that one action, I'm going to use Flurry of Blows.
Hell yeah.
And spend my key point for 2 more hits.
Nice.
So, unarmed. Let's see here. That is a perfect 30.
That hits.
Great. Okay. So that will be 2d6. Ooh, 6. Plus 6. So yeah, that's 12 plus 6 is 18 damage for the first blow.
Mm-hmm.
And the Flurry of Blows is going to come in a second time. I believe I have to roll for that, right?
To hit a second time? Yeah.
Yes, great. 1 second, sorry. $26 to hit.
That will miss by 2.
Okay. Paddle comes charging in from 40 feet away, and you see their fingers above their head raise like talons, flame coming off. Goes to strike and misses both, but then in a surprise to everyone, comes striking up with a second blow and followed with a third. One lands and hopefully does some damage to the assassin left after us, but then falls back into their position, hands ready and talons wreathed with fire ready to strike.
Right. Pippo, your go.
All right. Will that dancing whip act before Pippo or after Pippo? Or do I get to choose?
Right. So it happens at the end of your turn, and it can it can move once, or move twice, or attack. So it's either move or attack. Really.
Okay. From the pistol twirl from last turn, they're still flat-footed towards me, right? Or do I have to flat-foot them again?
How long was that flat-footed lasting from that ability? Do you remember?
I don't think it says.
It should say in the ability itself.
See, quicker. So it is. It just says the foe is flat-footed against your melee and range attacks. That's it. It's basically a range feint.
Okay, then I'm going to say that would be until the end of your turn, so you have to flat-foot them again with another display.
Okay, Pippo's gonna, with his pistols, once again, he's basically revolver ocelotting them, like juggling them and spinning them around.
Mhm.
Basically being a showman that he is, well, show goblin that they are.
Mhm.
And with one pistol, the first pistol he's gonna shoot. That's the one he hasn't fired yet.
Okay.
So
Give me quick the dazzling display ability. Give me the
Feint.
check against their save.
Plus deception. Where's my deception? Plus, that is a 28.
Okay, so the thing again is a 30, so that's going to still make them flat-footed.
Yeah.
Still makes our AC 2 less. So
Mhm.
now roll to hit with that gun.
Okay, first gun, the one that he hasn't fired yet,
Mm-hmm.
is. Oh, that's not a nat 20, but very, very close. That is a. I'm gonna add this again because that does not make. Wait,
What's the die face?
19.
Oh,
Adding another 19 and then my other bonus. Oh my god. I got a 40.
yep. Yeah, it's a dirty crit. You dirty crit this. So go ahead and double that damage again, my dude.
We need that.
I'm like, wait,
Missed a
that
lot.
can't, that's too high. That's too high even for me.
I mean, 19 plus 8, assuming you're an expert, that's another 4.
No,
so
master.
Oh, you're a master. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's 19 plus 16, not including your dex. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, let's see. This roll is plus another one. That is a 2. So basically, that would be added together will be a 12, but it's a crit, so that's doubled, right?
Yeah, you're gonna double the dice and double the bonus damage and the weapon specialization.
Yeah. Wait. I forgot. I also have that striking room, so that's 14. So 14 doubled, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So total would be a 28, and they have to roll a fortitude or be stunned again. For one. Stun one.
All right. They definitely saved this time. Unfortunately, they are not stunned
Okay.
1 this time.
All right. All right. Now I'm on my second action. I'm going to
Confirm,
use
what was
the
it?
third
Confirm.
action. Third action. Sorry.
Confirm. What was the total damage again for the crit?
Let's see. It's 28.
There we go. That's the one I hear. Okay, now do your last action.
Last action, I'm going to use an ability called Risky Reload, where Pippo reloads his pistol. That's one of the pistols that's already empty, but if he misses, it's going to backfire on him.
Okay.
So
This is a minus 5 to the shot.
Okay,
Unless, is it a finesse? It's not a finesse weapon, is it?
it's a range. It just says range.
All right,
It's
so
a
it's
range
minus
weapon.
5.
Minus
Yeah.
5. Okay. I'm gonna re-roll. I'm gonna use my hero point because I got a 1.
Oof. Yeah, please re-roll a critical fail. That would not be good right about now.
Yeah. Okay, much better. Not as good as the first one, but much better. Let's see. That's plus. Let's see. That would be a 27.
To hit?
Yeah.
How long are they flat-footed to you when you activate that ability? Because that'll make or break this.
It's a regular feint, but it's a range feint.
Yes, but how long does the flat-footed last? Is it for one attack or to the end of your turn?
Checking pistol twirl. Your quick gestures and performative flair distract an opponent, leaving them vulnerable to your attack. You feint against an opponent within the required weapon's first range increment rather than the opponent's melee range. On a success or critical success, the foe is flat-footed against your melee and range attack rather than only your melee attacks. On a critical failure, you're flat-footed against the target's melee and range attacks rather than its melee attacks. That's it.
I'm going to say that they are still flat-footed, which means that 27 hits.
Oh, geez.
Oh man, what such a high number to ask about flat-footed.
Gunslingers are disgusting.
Legit. If so, here's where this was. Here's why this matters. You rolled a 27. If they were flat-footed, the AC is a 26.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a 28. It is literally a 1-point difference between missing and hitting.
Oh,
Oh, well. Let's see here.
I hate to give it the stats, but like that was important to know.
Mm-hmm.
that's nuts. It's such high numbers to come down to a single point. Such
Alright.
high numbers.
Well, adding all the damage before it's doubled for the crit,
Mm-hmm.
that's a 10. So this will be a 20 damage, right?
This one's not doubled. No, this is just a hit.
Okay. No, I'm already rolling damage.
I've gotten the first one, which is a crit. This is a second shot. This
Yeah.
one's gonna be normal damage.
Oh, okay. Then that's a 10. That's 10 damage in total.
Perfect.
Alright.
Okay. Oof. Ooh, y'all, she is not looking good right now.
Yeah, and on the last action, let's just say the whip is going to trip her.
It can only strike.
It says it could trip.
It does not. Dancing weapons can move or move and strike.
This is not just a regular dancing weapon. This is a feather token.
Okay. Well, roll the trip. See what happens. See if you can hit that fortitude DC.
You need to play the new class, Michael. Your knowledge of magical weapons goes far beyond my own.
I have multiple windows open up right now.
Oh man.
On my end. All right. Well, anyway, that is a 26.
26 to hit the fortitude DC?
Yeah, it says the whip's total attack modifier for striking or tripping is plus 18 instead of the normal bonus for dancing weapons.
Okay. So it's a 26, you said.
Yeah, 26 total.
That works. She's knocked prone.
All right, and that's Pippo and his amazing dancing whip.
Man.
Stunned one and tripped.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So it is now Rally's turn. Your enemy who has marked you for death is on their back, prone, which means they are technically flat-footed. So attacks you do will be easier to hit. What are you gonna do?
It's too easy. Hell, you can't do it. It's too easy. But what I am gonna do is fuck her up any other way.
Oh yeah, no, she's wide open for you, buddy.
So I'm going to wait, where did it go? Okay, here it is. I'm gonna hit her with a quick boaster's challenge. And my challenge is going to be, can't really speak because I got the sword in my mouth, but Rally is going to stab his spear into the ground and put his hair up. He normally wears it like just down, out, whatever. He's not encountered anything that really requires his full attention. But her, she gets the hair up. So he's gonna put it up, crack his neck, give his spear a little twirly twirl, and I'm gonna attack her. Not attack her, but I'm gonna hit her will DC with my diplomacy as I issue a boaster's challenge.
Okay. Will DC, right? All right. Roll a check.
All right, so that's going to be. It's going to be a 31.
It is. Hold on. It is successful. It is successful. It does take effect. You get the bonuses for the boaster's challenge.
All right, so I'm going to be taking a +2. You gain a +2 status bonus on damage rolls with your weapon or unarmed strike. So yeah.
All right. That's roll that sweet bonus.
And I believe since she attacked us, my smite is still in effect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, let's go. So yeah, next up, I'm gonna hit her with. Who's gonna hit her? I'm gonna stab down. It's gonna be a young 19, just base on the dice.
19 on the dice. I just so that I know if it's a crit or a hit or a dirty crit. I want to know the full number because this it probably is a dirty crit, but I just want to know that number.
19 plus 36.
36. That is a dirty crit on the dot. You get to double the damage. That'll be 4d10 plus 10 plus 4 plus 8. Good lord, that's insane.
That's a lot of damage. Let's do some more. Yeah. That's going to be 9, 10, 19.
Send it home.
29 damage on the dice.
Ooh.
Please let that take care of her. Please let that take care of her.
29 damage on the dice.
Yes, 29 damage on the dice, and then what mods did you say? Plus 10 plus 4.
9 plus 10 plus 4 plus 8. If my math is correct, you have just done 51 damage.
Oh.
Dude, that has to take care of her.
That has to do it. That has to do it. Please.
What's your next action?
It's just gonna get back to my turn, and I say net. So please finish it. Finish her off. That's all I have.
Her.
I'm a one-trick pony. Finish it, Rally.
Yeah, it's just like I think Rally's next two actions are just a quick like slash and a stab down.
All right, give me that one roll to hit. -5 for your multiple attack penalty.
Plus 10. That's going to be 15, so that's going to be a 28.
That hits. Roll damage.
Hell yes. All right, that's going to be a 9 and a 3. 4, so. It's 12. Oh, right, I don't get to double everything this time. Oh, I'm so sad. Plus another 2, plus. So if I'm not mistaken, it's 12 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2.
Are you talking about your bonuses? So no, 5 for strength, 4 for smite, 2 for weapon specialization.
4 for smite. Oh, and then isn't it another 2 for Boaster's challenge?
To hit or damage? Yeah, let's say yes.
It says to damage.
Yeah, then yeah. Thank you for correction. Plus 2 for more damage, yes.
Then that's a plus 4 for the last round of damage.
So much damage.
Honestly, if they're not out by this point, we are in so much trouble.
Right, it is their turn after this, right?
It is their turn after
That's
this.
scary.
We get
that's
one turn,
nice.
though. One
All right.
action.
So check my math. It's 12 plus 4 plus 5 plus 2 plus 2.
So 12 is for the weapon, right?
Yes. 12 plus
12.
the weapon.
5 for
4
the
is
strength
for
is
smite.
17. 4 for the smite makes it 21. 2 for the boaster challenge makes it 23. 2 for the weapon specialist makes it 25. Is that correct?
25 damage.
Okay. Tell me the tale, Makai, of how you kill the Red Mantis assassin.
Oh.
Look, Rally has seen it all. This is not the first time that Rally has seen an assassin plunge their blade into the back of their friends. But what they did not know is that right there, when you attack a team member of the rally point, you issue them a challenge. So it doesn't matter if you're hunting me down for blood, because I'm hunting you down for blood. And I have a lot more blood to give. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tie up my hair. You're gonna pick your other blade up. Oh wait, you lost it. Too bad. This is happening now. You're gonna go on the floor. And I'm gonna stab you a couple times, and you're gonna stay down. That's exactly what happened.
So you take your blade after saying this to them, and you just stab and you rend and you pull and you stab, you twist, and you open up the clinic of spear combat on their downed body. And as you drive the last strike in, as you say your boast with a smile, you finish her. And then suddenly her body turns into red mist, and red phosphorus smoke drops back to the ground. The only trace of her body is her holy symbol to Akekek and the saber blade, the sawtooth saber blade that she was holding in her hand. You have sent her to her goddess by way of the tip of your spear. I did my math wrong because of that Bragger's challenge at the beginning of your round. Before your strike, she had 1 HP.
Ooh.
If you had missed her on that final strike, she would have popped up. The fast healing 5 that she would have had would have activated, and she would have gone on a tirade. You put her to negative 24 HP. You killed her. Congrats.
There it is.
Oh.
We needed that.
Oh, and because I got to do it. As I see the holy symbol falling through the air, I just cut through it.
You know what?
Go sends her regards.
Give me a roll to hit. I'm here for it.
All right, that's going to be a 13 plus 17.
So, I want you to tell me the tale of how you completely destroyed this holy symbol.
I just see it falling through the air. I imagine her body is exploded into a massive pile of red dust. Little bits of her armor go flying everywhere, and I just see this glint of silver catch my eye. And really, my blade moves before I do, and I just run it straight through the middle. Libaiko sends her regards.
As your blade that burns with the fire of Libaiko pierces and shatters the symbol of Akekek, you hear off in the shadows this disembodied voice. I see you, champion of the free fire. I see you, pirates. You carry the blade of my assassins. You destroy the symbol of my perfection. You are marked for death. No horizon shall free you from my eyes. No sea shall extend you from my grasp. Though our deal with Lord Malgus shall soon come to fruition, you I shall kill for the fun of it. You are now marked for death by Akekek, the mantis god of assassination.
I really like the fact that the other two on the stream just seemed super cool. I was sitting there worried the entire time.
Yep.
You stone-faced the entire time. I'm sitting there going, why am I the only one worried about this? Why?
I'm just gonna say better rally than Pippo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you don't think we're involved? That's such an amateur move. Are you kidding me? PJ is just wrapping it up. If anybody's not involved, it's Jaeger and no beard. That is it.
Yeah.
Might have cursed us all, but
yeah, definitely.
Oh, for sure, it is only you, my dude. Even though, the Viking, the shining red beacon that was placed on you by the Red Mantis assassin is gone. You see this little symbol on your chest that's like, it looks like a mantis in profile. It's almost like a tattoo, but only you can see it. When showing it to anyone else, they don't see it at all. But you can still see the mantis tattoo on your chest.
So note to self, Never pick up any swords or mess with holy symbols.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Out of character, Red Mantis assassins prize their sawtooth saber swords so much that if anyone ever carries them, touches them, etc., they are marked for death and have to be killed. Even if they lost one in combat and they find someone picked it up, dead on sight, pick up the blade and they go home. So the minute you picked it up as a challenge, you are marked for death immediately.
I've been
That's
worried
kind of what I
since
figured
last
that's what was
week,
happening.
y'all.
I heard Mantis and I was like, this is gonna be fun.
Now-
I've been worried since last week. They said, I mean, PJ said Red Mantis, and I was looking to both of you going, you're really cool with this person showing up in this vault here. We should not be cool with this. It is a huge problem.
It definitely is, but it is what it is.
Well,
It's definitely
now
a
we
big deal. If I had like one more Red Mantis assassin, it might have been a TPK. And the funny thing is, they're only 2 levels higher than you, but the damage, the
that's
sneak
something.
attack, the poison, the buffs, the mark for death, like it's a bad time, bro.
It's a whole
Honest-
kit and caboodle.
honestly, from point of view of someone who does the crunchy stuff at the table, that fast healing had me worried.
Yeah. That being said, you also notice in their left behinds a note.
Pippo's not touching it.
I read it.
All right. The note is written in the hand of one Lord Malchus Doranzar. And it says, if you kill them, terrific. Our deal will still be met. I am on the roof this night, and by the full moon of this night, I shall succeed in the ritual. Stall them, kill them, I don't care. But I'm currently working on this. I just need a distraction. When you are done, meet me on the roof, and I shall show you the full glory of my plan, as promised. See you on the roof by the full moon. And may your goddess smile on what we can do together. Signed, Lord Malchus Doranzar.
We gotta move.
Yeah, so we are on the lowest point in this entire place. The farthest place we can be in the same building and also be as far away as possible from the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to get up there next time.
That's right. This is where we're ending episode 3 of Firebrands, the Fire of Life, with the destruction of a Red Mantis assassin, the wooing of the Queen of Blades, you devil dog, you. And of course, the realization that Lord Malchus Doranzar is only a few minutes, hours away from potentially perfecting Lichhood. We'll find out. Come turn out for episode 4, when we should have a full party and we should figure out how the Firebrands get to the roof and stop this atrocity from happening. If you've had a good time tonight, please donate to the St. Jude's Children's Cancer Research, as well as helping out Cosplay IRL. We love you very much, and we're going to say our goodbyes, starting with Mr. Michael Powell. Please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Well, as always, I am the dastardly, dashing Michael Powell, and you can find me all over the internet on my social medias, which is usually at Mr. Kapow. That's MRKAPAO. Or my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/MichaelPow.stuff, because I do a lot of stuff like my YouTube channel, Fantastic Tales of Adventure. And on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time over at the Toyzilla Network channel, I do a little show called Toyzilla Live, where we talk about toy news and a lot of that fun nostalgia stuff. So yeah, hope to see you there. So yeah.
Awesome. Ian, please, same. Who are you and where can we find you in that sweet, sweet internet?
Hey all, my name is Ian. I on the internet go by Bearded Scald. If you are to find me, you will find me either on Twitter or our Discord. When I'm not there, I am actively running the shop I own with my fiance called Witch and Heathen. We make candles and other home goods that we are hopefully offering to the wider world of the internet soon, instead of just our local craft fairs. So please take a look at those. any and all of that. If you don't follow me there or anything else that you're doing, please follow Makai's instructions, which are happening next, because I wholeheartedly believe in them. Thank you so much.
Well, with that being said, you know what I gotta do. Makai, please tell us who you are, where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Oh, as you may or may not have heard this game, I'm Makai, and it has been a pleasure playing with you. If you would like to follow me and what little I do here on the interwebs, you can find me most places at WannaBeVA. But if you want to do something important with your time, if you want to do something that's really going to go to someone and really going to support someone who actually does stuff, find a local artist. They're out there. They're out there. They're doing stuff. They're doing real cool stuff. And guess who could be a part of that stuff? You, right there. So go find them. Go support them in whatever way you can. Share their stuff. Share their projects. Just check on them, because God knows they're probably going through a little bit of burnout. Support them in any way you can, and love each other.
Hey man, couldn't have said better myself. So I won't say anything else, but keep it simple. My name is PJ McGaw. You can find me all over the internet at pj.mcgaw, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Come find me, come friend me. Let's have fun when I'm not here with these amazing legends, these Firebrands on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard. You can see Michael Powell and I on Tuesdays, 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. We just did the playtest material for the Psychic, which is amazing. And next week, we're probably going to do Thaumaturgist. We'll see. But again, we're looking forward to going over this new Paizo playtest material. This Saturday, I'm going to be reporting a podcast with Lorefinder as I talk about Cheliax, the most lawful evil nation that you've probably never heard of. It is insanely evil. And I cannot wait to talk about that on the podcast and share that with you all, and more announcements as we have them. And there's many more to come. Like, for example, a new Halloween story coming in a few weeks. Actually, 2 weeks. We're getting the month of Halloween, and then Edge of Legend will come back in November. That being said, we are going to be rating Phoenix Waki. I hope I'm saying that right. There we go. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you for supporting not only us, but of course, St. Jude's and Cosplay IRL. Hopefully this will work. There we go. It's doing it again since we have a...
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's saying we have a raid in progress already, even though we're not doing it. Whatever. I don't know what's going on. But...
yeah. Well, they're playing out of the abyss. They're playing out of the abyss.
Yeah. So we will see if the raid actually works, because every time I put it in, it says we're already raiding someone, which is not true.
Weird.
But it says I already have one in progress, so I think that's just going to be it for the night. Sorry, guys. Rape Psyche, the one shot you ran in Chiliax was a blast, and I want to play Shy and something again so bad. I hope we can. The raid's working. Perfect. Y'all good. Terrific. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. We like you. And we hope that we can become legends alongside with you. Have a good night. We'll see you here. Same Nat time. Same Nat channel for Firebrands, the Fire of Life. The finale, part 4.
Good night, all.
Good night. Love you. I love you with my eyeball, my whole eyeball. I love you.